Like I said, a chance to talk with the coach. The coach's conversation is right now on Titan football.
It's the coach's conversation. Joel Becker talking with Lee Summit West head coach Willie Horn as we go to the last week of the regular season and Liberty North. So the big question is, obviously we're in a good position. We're going to have next week off. We've got the playoffs coming up. This game actually, as it turns out, doesn't really mean much to Liberty North in terms of where they're going to go. So the question is, what did we learn last week about the team?
We learned that we are a top-tier type team. We learned that we can play with the best in the state, and not only proving it to other people, but proving it to ourselves, because you hear all year long, wait until you see Lee Summit North, wait till you see Liberty North, you're not going to be able to do X, Y, and Z. But we were able to do those things, and we didn't deviate from who we are to do those things. We trusted the process and kept doing our things. We could have executed at times a lot better, but we learned from it, and hopefully tonight we come out and perform better.
Well, and it's got to give the team a lot of confidence going into the playoffs, knowing that there really isn't a team in the state that they can't at least play with.
Absolutely. That's the good and bad to playing. You're the two best teams in the state at the end of the year. But it's also the good of it, because that you're playing playoff football, and you want to be playing your best games at week 9, week 10, going in. So
absolutely. And the good thing is that, you hope that eventually you're going to see these guys again in the district finals maybe, and then in the playoffs and so on. And the good news is, if you're the team that lost in the regular season, you have an advantage the other team doesn't have, which is you get to learn from what happened.
Absolutely. It's always tougher to beat a team twice in a year. But again, it doesn't matter who we play. It's all about us and playing Titan football. And I think our kids truly see that. We've been preaching it, and each week we've gotten better with it. Last week we played a more clean game. Still not a full 4 quarters, but we were closer to it. So hopefully tonight we put it all together, because it is a conference championship game. So that's a huge, huge opportunity for our kids.
So tonight, obviously, Liberty North, very, very good team. It doesn't get any easier from here. What are you looking to look for the team?
We got to be able to establish the run game. That's our bread and butter. I feel like they're going to try to take it away, so we got to be able to put the ball in the air and make plays. Which we weren't really able to do last week. But I feel if we can do that, keep them honest, it allows us to be more balanced offensively. Defensively, we got to be able to stop their run. They got 2 really good running backs, and then when they put the ball in the air, they got guys that can go up and get it. So being over the top, not allowing big plays, forcing them to snap the ball again, that's our motto, and force them to earn it.
Did you think you were ever going to get to the last week of the regular season and still be wearing shorts?
I did not, but I'll take it, because it's a blessing. I told the kids you can't ask for better weather than this October 20th, so I'm just going to enjoy it, and hopefully we come home with the win.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always great to go into the playoffs on a positive note. Getting that bye week, hey, you can pull a page out of Andy Reid's. He's always great coming out of a bye. You can do the same thing.
Yeah, that's the plan. I think we're going to have Rockhurst, so winning this game will let us have a home game. If not, we're going to need a little help. But either way, we just got to go out and do our job.
Any injuries?
We've got one guy out with a concussion, Devin Wilson. So that hurts a little bit defensively. But we got a young guy that'll step in, and he's ready to
go. Keys to the game?
Keys to the game, controlling the ball offensively, stopping big plays defensively, and turnover battle. We got to win the turnover battle.
All right, and then before I let you go, it's a senior night. That's got to be special.
Absolutely. This is a great group of seniors. For a second-year coach to have a group of kids that bought in as fast as they have to what we were selling, it says a lot to them and their character, and that's the leadership, the character, the integrity, all those things embody this senior group, and there's no question why we're winning the games that we are.
All right, well, it should be a fun one tonight. Good luck.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
All right, that's Coach Willie Horn. I'm Joel Becker. This is Titan Football, a presentation of Backport Sports, Beck Bros Productions, and 810varsity.com.
High school sports fans, Trent Green here, and when I want the latest scores and news, there's only one place I go, 810varsity.com. Live scores, features, brackets, and even watch games live on the laptop, phone, or mobile device. Watch the Lee Summit, Blue Springs, and Park Hill schools, Blue Valleys, Olathes, Rockhurst, Miege, Lansing. The list goes on into Missouri and Kansas. And playoff broadcasts too, plus top 25, awards, and more. Check it out now, Kansas City's home for high school sports, 810varsity.com.
Welcome back live here at Titan Stadium. Joel Becker and Jake Johnson as the Lee Summit West Titans getting set to take on the Eagles from Liberty North. The team's out at the 50-yard line, the captains actually, for the coin toss. The coaches have been dismissed, so they're about to flip the coin. You, Jake, it's not been that long since you played in your own senior day game. How important is it, and how much of a distraction is it?
Well, back when we played, 2007, our senior night was a district championship. Played in Grandview. Both teams, I think, we were 2-0 in districts, and the winner of that got to advance on to the postseason. So it's a little different now for senior night here. At least seniors know that even if they lose tonight, they still have another game. But, it was always nice to get to play in front of the home crowds one last time, and not knowing if we were ever going to get another home game after that Friday night, it meant even more special to go out and put on a show for everybody.
Our referee, Mike Kimbrough, indicates the Titans won the toss. They elect to defer. And so it's going to be Liberty North getting the ball to start things off. Just so that you know, our other officials, the umpire Scott Bowman, the linesman Eric Cruz, our line judge is Jack Moore, and the back judge is Zach Ricketts tonight. And hopefully they won't have much to do throughout the entire game.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
When I walked by them earlier when I was giving the coaches conversation, I just yelled out, "He missed the tag." They thought that was funny. If I did it's not uncommon these days, obviously, for teams to defer if they win the toss. But as far as the Titans in this particular instance, deciding to give Liberty the ball first shows a great deal of confidence in their defense's ability to stop the run.
Yeah, absolutely. And what Coach Horn talked about in your interview is don't give up the big plays. Liberty North's offense is built on some big plays, and you talked about their two big running backs, and it's fun to get to see them right off the bat. So hopefully defense can come and see what they can do against this Eagle offense.
So Sebastian Coleman has the ball teed up right in the middle of the field at the 40-yard line. The Titans will be moving from the right to the left in their home blues with white pants. It's the opposite for the Eagles in the whites with blue pants. And we are underway here from Titan Stadium. A short kick coming down, bounces at the 15 and field about the 12, up the field to the 25, maybe 26. And that is where Liberty North will take over 1st and 10. And we'll see what kind of offense they come out with. Tillman Martin, their quarterback. When I was doing up the play charts for today, I did notice that probably as much as any team we've played this year, this Eagle team has more returning players than we've seen in a lot of the teams we've played against previously.
A lot of experience on this team.
So we shall see how they do as they come out in a pistol formation with twins on the right, one man on the left. And Tillman will take the snap, handoff up the middle. A pretty good hole there for Barnett to go up the middle, and he'll gain out toward the 30-31. It'll be a gain of, let's call it 5, 2nd and 5 from there. And Micah Joe Barnett, one of a pair of running backs on this team that are pretty formidable.
Yes, it looked like he almost fumbled that ball on the initial hit.
So 2nd down and 5. Same formation. Barnett and back to throw. Tillman pump fakes. Now he'll throw down the far sideline. Incomplete. Overthrew his target, who was open over there, and that was Smith. But he was about 5 yards too heavy on the throw.
Got him on a double move. A.J. Lindsey bit up on the hitch. Luckily, Tillman overthrew it. But, yeah, that Nice little shot there on 2nd and 5.
So that will set up a 3rd down and 5. And we'll see whether the Titans can come up big here. They send the Twins out to the left side this time. Same pistol formation, though. Man in motion from right to left. And back to throw, throwing near side. And it is caught. Smith, and he'll get a first down, goes out of bounds as he's forced out up around the 44. A fine pickup of about 10 yards on the play, maybe 9. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Eagles, still on their own side of the 50-yard line.
Seeing that play more and more often from the NFL all the way down to this level, where guy in motion comes out, he's going across the formation, just runs a quick out. It's hard for the defense to adjust, but Thomas and Vinny was almost right there, make the play.
2 straight targets to Smith. Now a handoff, Barnett trying to get around the left side, and he's hitting tackled. He did get around the tackle, but pretty quickly in that second level, the linebackers were able to close on him. Pickup of, let's say, 3, 2nd down and 7. It's they'll definitely be suffering without Wilson tonight due to the concussion injury. He's always been a big part of their linebacking crew this year.
Yep. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they adjust to that.
Twins on the right, H-back this time on the left, or wing back. And from the shotgun, back to throw Tillman. He'll look, throws near side, has a man wide open, and again overthrows him. As that time it was Gibson who had a couple of steps. And that's a couple of times in this game already that the Titans secondary is getting beat on just straight out runs. These very tall Eagle receivers, not only are they able to go up and get them, but they can run a little bit too, it looks like.
Yeah, I think Thompson thought he was going to have a little safety help, but the safety stayed in the middle of the field, and with the wide hashes, just a little seam route right down the right hash, and luckily another overthrow. That could have been 6.
Minute 51 into this first quarter, a 3rd down and 7 this time. Man in motion and empty backfield. Back to throw Tillman, throwing near side, and it is incomplete. Miscommunication that time, it would seem, between Tillman Martin and his intended receiver Ross, and Jay Ross stopped and the ball didn't. And so it looks like a punting situation, although they are in an area that you could definitely see the potential of a fake here, although on 4th and 7 I would be surprised to see that happen.
Yeah, as long as the D-line can hold their water here, not get drawn off sides, that'll be, I would assume they were going to punt here.
So punter standing back at about his own 33. On the 4th and 7 play, and it is a fake.
Wow.
On a daily step, and it's a 1st down and more. Up the far side to the 35, and he not only got it and got a good 10 yards extra, and unfortunately, like you said, I mean, that was just I don't know if it was going to be a fake from the very beginning, or if they just simply noticed that there was really no coverage by the Titan defense on that situation, which, again, from that part of the field, you would have thought they would have to have been ready for it, but they sure didn't look ready.
No, they definitely, Liberty North had the numbers on that side for sure. I mean, they had 4 or 5 guys out there blocking and no one to block.
Early big play for the Eagles. Twins on the right, H-back on the right as well, and it's a give. Barnett, he'll get around the left side and get past the 30 to about the Titan 28. It'll be another pickup of, let's say, 6, maybe even 7. 2nd down and 3 from there. Just underway. We've played a little over 2 minutes of the first quarter. Still scoreless. Opening drive for the Eagles. Able to convert on a 4th and 7 with a fake punt. Pistol formation this time. Twins on the right. H-back that side as well. He moves to the left. Snap and a give again. Barnett around the left side, and he was able to drag a tackler as they were in a position where they should have been able to stop him for no gain or even possibly a loss, but they just didn't, and he gets a 1st down.
Yeah, it was a good jump cut to the outside, and he just followed his right guard around on a power. D-line's getting some push up front, but not getting linebackers to run through right now.
Again, could be feeling the absence of Wilson. Here's Barnett again. This time trying to go right up the middle, and nowhere for him to go, and the Titans are able to get the stop right about the 20. It'll be a gain of a yard, maybe a yard and a half. It'll be second and long from there. Micah Joe Barnett has been a steady dose of him on this first drive with some relatively even number of passes going in. They just haven't hit them.
Right, yeah.
So 2nd and 8.
Little bunch formation out wide here.
Yeah, we've got trips on the right side, like you said, in a bunch. Pistol right in front. And they're going to throw the wide receiver screen. It is defended very well by the Titans. Smith made the catch, but he had 2 blue jerseys right around him immediately. Eventually, they take him down.
I think that was Thompson that came out and made the tackle on him.
So Keelan Smith has been targeted several times. Finally got a catch, but had nowhere to go. And it'll be 3rd down and 11. Lost about 3, maybe 2 on the play. So Tillman Martin, empty backfield. He's got quads, that is to say 4 receivers on the left side. He looks that direction. Now he gets a rush. He'll step up, heading out right side. He's going to get a first down, forced out of bounds as he gets to the 10. And it'll be good enough for a first down by a couple of yards. 1st and goal for the Eagles.
I know Coach Hornan, I think Coach Barrows saw it on the sideline, but no one else did. 75, Liberty North's right tackle got away with a hold. It was clear as day.
Yeah, they don't take the calls that come from the coaches. They don't give them those yellow flags to throw.
I mean, when your defensive end is having to fix his jersey, put it back over a shoulder pad, that's kind of an obvious play.
From the pistol, a give. Barnett trying to get around right side. A nice step-up tackle that time from the cornerback position, Ty Washington. And it was a nice open field tackle, but not before he does get a yard or so. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 8.
He likes to stick his nose in on those running backs. He's done that all year.
You know, this is a drive that could have been stopped about 2 minutes in.
Yep.
But instead, it has now taken about 5 minutes, almost half the quarter. And 2nd and goal from the 8.
And really haven't been able to throw the ball. It's been all runs.
That's what they've been successful.
Except for their first down of the drive. That everything else has been run.
Pistol formation again. Martin, play action. He's getting a rush. He steps up, avoids 1 tackle, gets down to the 5 and falls forward near the 4. It'll be 3rd down and goal. We'll see where they give him his forward progress. They're going to give him to the 4. So it will be there for a 3rd and goal attempt as Jax Fosnow got in and was able to stop him finally. But it was yet another. I mean, Martin's showing himself to be pretty elusive so far. Got that 4 wide receiver set up on the left side again.
Nope, darn it.
And now we get flag, I believe, possibly an offsides.
Nose tackle on the right DN. I think
the only question is, was he drawn? And no, it was not on offsides, so
only
that'll cost him 2 yards.
2.5 yard penalty, but
2. It's from the 4 to the 2, so it'll be a 3rd and goal now from the 2. But you know that it does make it. There's a huge difference in terms of defending on a 3rd down play between the 4 and the 2, because 2, easily they could run the ball, though not with an empty backfield unless it's a quarterback.
I wouldn't be shocked to see a quarterback draw right here.
We shall see. Back to throw Martin. He will throw near side. It was tipped and incomplete.
No, the ball was tipped.
Yeah, they're gonna pick this flag up. It was definitely tipped. The flag did come in on Ty Washington, but like you said, it was hit, and so I think they should pick the flag up. But let's see.
Wow.
No, they're calling it pass interference. How can you have pass interference when the ball was tipped?
I don't know if there's a different high school rule or not.
I don't think so. I mean, obviously it's half the distance of the goal line.
Okay,
but that's inexcusable.
Now they're getting their little conference here. Let's see if they're going to change the call.
I don't think so.
Wow.
I mean, like you said. Well, let's see if they
move,
because they haven't moved the ball yet.
They got to move the ball back and the down.
And yeah, because it should. And by the way, the yard marker says 1st down, but it's 3rd. So, no, they didn't.
Should be
It
fourth
was
down.
third down. If they waved it off, first of all, the ball would be a yard back, and it would be fourth down. And Willie Horn is just absolutely having an embolism on the near side trying to get the attention.
And they still haven't moved the ball back to the 2 yard line.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They didn't pick it up. There's nothing to indicate that they picked this flag up. They didn't.
I know we're in the state of Missouri. A lot of fifth down flashbacks for some old Missouri fans. Sorry.
I mean, like I said, it's inexcusable to say they didn't see the ball tipped. You can tell by even if they didn't,
right,
by the way the ball was moving in the direction of it. But, I mean, what are there, 5 stripes out there that...
So it's still third down.
Yeah. So because of it's half the distance of the goal and repeat the down in high school. And they give it up the middle, and Barnett is stopped. So the defense coming up big in front. Sebastian Coleman was the one who finally pulled him down, but he had help.
Great push from the defensive line, all 3 of them, and then Coleman with the cleanup.
Looks like they're going to go for it. I was almost a little surprised. I don't know why they would have tried to go up the middle. That's the only place they haven't had any success.
Right. I mean, I think spreading out the defense is probably their best bet right now, and they're still staying tight.
I guess it's possible there's some rule in high school I'm not aware of.
That a tip ball doesn't
doesn't negate it, but somebody call Bill Warner and find out. On the fourth down play, and again it's stopped. Barnett was tripped up shy of the goal line.
Coleman again.
And the Titans will take over, and after all of that, a 7-minute, 3-second drive, the Eagles come up empty. Titans will take over 1st and 10 from their own 2.
Man, after a fake punt, hold them down on 4 downs and inside the 5-yard line.
You know what that is? That's the football gods.
Ball don't lie.
Restoring the mistake.
Ball don't lie. Yep.
So 1st and 10 Titans will see their offense for the first time. 4:57 to go in the first quarter. Backs up against the wall. The ball's on their own 2.
Wildcat.
Yeah, they're going to start out, and it is straight to Quincy Torrey, and he will go forward across right tackle or inside right tackle for maybe a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 9.
Would have loved to just seen a shot right there, deep shot. One-on-one with our best wide receiver.
I would have loved to have seen an open hole in a 98-yard run. That would have been interesting.
They're still straight man. No help over the top here.
Pistol formation, and this time it's Carter in the give. Safety. And did he get out? No, they're going to say forward progress just outside of the goal line, so it's not a safety. It was close.
Man, where that ball.
I mean, the ball's literally at like a half a yard.
Here comes a quick
outside. It's 3rd down. They're bringing in a jumbo package.
I would not be shocked if we see a quick kick here on 3rd down.
Well, it's possible. How
good
of a kicker is Quincy Torrey, because he's getting the snap. They hike the ball before Liberty's really ready, and there's again penetration in, and this is going to be a safety. Boy, they tried to catch Liberty making a change, and it actually ended up backfiring on them.
Yep.
So after all of that, they get the big stop on 4th down and goal from the 1.
Give up 2 points.
And they end up not only giving up the 2 points on the safety, but they're going to give the ball up as well.
Yep.
And so now the Eagles are going to get the ball back with a 2-point lead and possession with 4 minutes left to go in the first quarter. So what a huge turn after an enormous stop by the Titan defense. Unfortunately, their offense, they gained a yard on the very first play. And, after that 2nd down penetration that, you saw from Liberty and you saw I'm almost curious as to why. I mean, to me, I almost would have, first of all, put the ball in Caden's hands to give him the opportunity of throwing the ball away if he had to.
Yep.
So that, at the absolute least, and like you said, you could have always quick kicked it, but even if you don't, you can kick it on 4th down at that point.
Right. I know the quick kick. That was a Coach Bain special. Every Thursday, our walkthrough practice, we would always that exact scenario, third and long inside our own 2-yard line coming out, and we would just work on a little quick kick out of the shotgun.
So free kick from the 20-yard line for the Titans. They do tee it up, and Sebastian is going to take the kick, and he will kick it high, short, 35. Couple of Eagles actually come together, but a pretty good return. And I think that was Smith who ends up going out of bounds at the Titan 40. So not only does Liberty North get the ball back, they've got a short field and a 2-point lead with 3:55 to go here in the first quarter.
That 20 yards back on a free kick on a safety really costs you.
It really does, and that's the thing. I mean, football is such a game of momentum,
right.
as you know.
Yeah.
And it just had a huge swing.
Yeah. Titans did a huge stop.
Now this Titan defense, hopefully, was able to pick up a certain amount of confidence from that last stop, but we'll see whether or not it translates. Trips in a bunch formation on the right side, pistol formation. They give it, and Barnett up the middle. At least a bit of a hole this time for him to go through in a 3-yard gain, 2nd down and 7.
We've seen their straight-ahead run game really hasn't been their positive form of run game. It's been more of a pulling guard and tackle. Titans are doing a great job of just stuffing zone plays.
2nd and long again in the pistol, and Trips on the right. There was some movement, and it was late, but the flag finally did come in.
He was trying to get up to he wasn't on the line of scrimmage. Yeah. He needed to be the 7th guy.
But you can't step forward like that.
And as soon as the snap, you're still going forward in motion. So
we're going to get a false start against the Eagles, so that'll push them back 2nd down and about 12 from the Titan 42. So Gifford, Richardson, McNeil, Williams, and Conley up front for the Eagles.
It's a big group, too, up front.
It really is. And the Titans play a 3-person defensive front. And, more of that Okie style.
Yeah.
And so that can be really tough. Pistol, Trips on the right, another give. Barnett left side, a lot of running room. He's got a big hole, makes a move, and was able to elude one tackle, caught from behind up near the 25, but not before a gain of about 17 yards. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Eagles at the Titan 25.
Just a strong outside zone run there. Eagles at D-line set the edge.
Well, this kind of gets to what Coach Horn was alluding to a little bit in the coaches' conversation. Bunch formation on the right, Trips with a pistol. On 1st down, they'll throw that wide receiver screen, and it was caught. And there is a flag. This is going to be a hold. It was caught by Ross, and he gains all the way down near the 10, 12-yard line, but this is coming back. So Mike Kimbrough indicates a hold against the Eagles, so it'll be a 10-yard penalty. It happened actually in the backfield, but they'll do it from the original line of scrimmage, and it'll be 1st down and 20.
Funny though, when the Liberty North wide receiver got called for the holding, he's put his hands out like, I didn't do anything. And I mean, when you're trying to block a defensive back who's turned the other way and you're still grabbing him, that's, clear day holding call.
So 1st and 20. But anyway, getting back to what Coach was talking about is that, the question is, when you get to these last 2 games of the year and you're playing against, the 2 Norths, Lee Summit and Liberty North, then we'll really, see what kind of a medal you have as a team. That's always been the thing. 4-down lineman, long, a lot of time, and a throw over the middle, and it is caught by Ross. And down at the 5-yard line, and I tell you what, that is the best coverage we've had on a play all game, and yet they completed that one. It was just a terrific throw by Tillman Martin.
Just a skinny post on the backside, away from the 4 wide receivers, one-on-one.
Well, Ross is a big kid, and he did a really good job of using his body to shield off the defender. And it was just a well-placed ball. 1st and goal from the 5-yard line. Give, Barnett, left side, he's hit. Comes forward, squirts through down to about the 2. It'll be 2nd and goal from there. So anyway, the idea is again, things that you could get away with in previous games, you might not be able to get away with when you're talking about the top 2 teams in maybe the state, certainly the city.
Right.
And for example, the zone run to the left side. Earlier in the season, the Titans would run that down.
Yes.
They would be able to chase that sort of stuff down. They have so much speed on their defense. Not being able to do as easily for this one. Here's Barnett again on the left side. He's hitting the backfield and still on his feet, but finally pushed down. Great play by Woods as Terrell Woods was able to stop in the backfield and just bear hugged him and never would let go.
He held on for a ride there. Wait for everybody else to get over there for a little gang tackle. Good play by Woods.
Down to 1:20 left to go in this first quarter.
Can they do it again?
3rd down and goal from the 2. Again, they stopped them the last time, but then gave up a safety. This is the ensuing drive after the kickoff. Shotgun formation with Barnett to the right of Martin, who takes and he's going to roll out to the right side, throw an end zone, caught, touchdown. Touchdown Eagles, and it is Smith on the catch. And Keelan Smith was pretty well wide open.
Just got lost in the secondary, little sprint out flood action, and nobody there on the back end of the goal line of the end zone. So.
Under a minute to go in the quarter. Score is 8-0, but the extra point is here to come. Snap back, ball down, kick up, high, long, and it is good. 55.4 seconds. Here in this first quarter of play, the Eagles, with a short field, march down and get a touchdown. They lead at 9-0. Kickoff coming up after this on Titan Football, a presentation of Backport Sports, Beck Bros Productions, and 810varsity.com.
This isn't just any burger run. This is a burger run for Whataburger Sweet and Spicy Bacon Burger. 2 fresh all-beef patties with melty cheese, grilled onions, crispy bacon, and sweet and spicy pepper sauce. One for you, one for him, and one for your unofficial roommate, Brad. Always order an extra. For Brad. The all-time favorite sweet and spicy bacon burger from Whataburger. Just like you like it.
Welcome back out to Titan Stadium. Joel Becker and Jake Johnson. Lee Summit West and Liberty North. Eagles on top of the Titans, 9-0. This is a game that started off with an opening drive that eventually found the Titans with a big stop and a scoreless game with 5 minutes left to go. And here we are 4 minutes and 5 seconds later, and they're down 9 points.
Yeah, we've kind of seen everything that first drive.
Line drive kick, and it's going to bounce into the end zone for a touchback. It was about a half a yard from the sideline, and Jackson Torrey let it go, but unfortunately it did stay in bounds, so it'll be at the 20 instead of the 40 for the Titans on their second try, but at least this time they don't get the ball on their own 2-yard line.
Yeah, need to see something positive here from Titan offense. Get a couple good runs from the Torrey brothers, maybe a couple RPOs right here to get Jackson on the run, but just something positive here.
We didn't really see anything out of the offense the first time around because of the field position. Caden and a give. Quincy Torrey, they had a little trouble with the exchange. He did get it, but he's not going to be able to get any yardage, maybe a half a yard for Quincy Torrey, and he was lucky to get that. It was just one of those things where they just weren't quite on the same page on the exchange.
Looked like legs got tangled up in the backfield.
So second down. And, that's the other thing, too, is that, football, as you know, is oftentimes a battle of lines. Split backs for Carter. Oh, they move, and they are going to stop this play, and the Eagles are going to give them 5 yards. That was a nice little gift from Liberty North.
Yes.
But, again, it's football's a game of lines, offensive line, defensive line. And at least in that first drive, that front three for the Eagles was pretty much having their way.
Yeah.
And on that play, too, for that matter. But although a lot of that probably had to do with Torrey not really hitting the line at full speed. So we'll see what they do here on second down and 5-man in motion. Back to throw. Carter throwing over the middle. He's got a man. He's open. He caught. and down the far sideline.
You ain't catching him.
And Tavion into the end zone. Touchdown. Tavion Sims.
Big play Sims.
To the house. And just like that, as the first quarter comes to a close, the Titans right back in it, 9-6 with the extra point to come.
Just a little smash concept. Sims on a little flag route to the sideline, and no safety help.
What a throw by
That was
Carter.
a great throw.
Laid it right in there, and like you
In
said,
stride.
yeah, and once that happened, nobody's going to catch Tavion. Oh,
Block.
On the extra point. Once again, a line situation.
Yep.
As the Eagles, and I think that was Laster who got in there, and he was basically standing right on top of the holder as the kick was being made. So that will end the first quarter of play. The Titans do get the touchdown, but they still trail by 3 now because of the missed extra point. 9-6 our score. Back with the second quarter right after this on Titan Football, a presentation of Ackport Sports, Beck Bros Productions, and 810varsity.com.
At Price Chopper, we're always chopping prices. Just like we're always making sure to keep our shelves stocked with the affordable, high-quality food your family loves. We're here to ensure the products you want are always right where you need them, when you need them. And with budget-friendly options on every shelf, you can be sure you're getting the very best for less. For freshness, selection, and low prices, Kansas City knows. Price Chopper.
Welcome back out to Titan Stadium, Joel Becker and the Hall of Famer Jake Johnson as the Lee Summit West Titans trailing the Liberty North Eagles 9-6 our score as we are 12 minutes in. Start of the second quarter for this kickoff. Sebastian Coleman, who had the extra point blocked. And I tell you what, obviously it was a big game last week and a lot of preparation went into it as Coleman's kick high and deep, and he gets that one all the way into the end zone. Not a ton of wind help, but boy, he stepped into that one.
If anything, it's in his face right now.
Yeah.
That's the first touchback of the year, I think.
I may be. It certainly hasn't happened very often. And at any rate, so first and 10 for the 20 coming up here for the Eagles. But anyway, I was going to say is that, obviously teams have a lot of film available to them. But, in these situations, sometimes it almost seems like the Titans that were unprepared for some, for just how good these lines were going to be for the Eagles.
Yeah, and
both on the special teams and then on, the goal line situation.
Like what Coach Horn said, find out if we belong.
Pistol formation, trips on the right. Give and up the middle, a little bit more of a hole this time for Barnett, but he is stopped after a gain of maybe 3. And it'll be second down and long from there. Just underway second quarter. Eagles on top of the Titans, 9-6 is our score.
Now we've seen it all year where this Titan defense it's been all about speed and swarming to the ball. All 11 guys getting there, and haven't really seen that tonight yet.
So we have seen a pretty steady dose of Barnett. This time there's trips on the right, and he is to the right, back to throw. And Martin will throw over the middle. He's got a man. It's caught. And that was Gibson making the catch and turning around up near midfield. It'll be about 3 yards shy. First and 10 for the Eagles. They're going to put it down on the 46, it looks like.
If you give
Liberty North 46.
You give a quarterback that much time, I don't care who you are, you're going to find someone open.
Well,
secondary can't cover for that long.
As you know, I'm not exactly the biggest football expert in the world. I'm not a coach or whatever, but even I am starting to see some pretty obvious tendencies out of this Eagles in terms of formations and what they do.
Oh no!
There's a throw. And Ross makes the catch. Boy, he juggled it, but came up with it and ends up getting 9 yards on the play. That's a play that should have been blown up in the backfield.
Oh, we got a penalty flag over there, it looks like.
Yeah, there is a flag down. And it's going to be a holding call against the Eagles, so that's going to nullify that whole play. It was actually a running play because it was a backwards pass.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. The hold will cost them 10 yards, and for the second straight time, the Eagles are going to have a long start to a drive. It didn't stop them the last time. We'll see what happens here. 1st and 20 with the ball on the Eagle 36. Pistol formation. You've got twins on either side. Stacked twins. And they'll throw it near side Smith. He makes the catch, breaks a tackle. And, you know how they say there's holding on every play if you want to call it?
Yep.
We're kind of seeing that this time, and they have called it sometimes and they haven't called it others, because that was a 9-yard game on 1st and 20, but again, another situation where that one could easily have gotten pulled back too.
It's like what the Seattle Seahawks used to do with the Legion of Doom, the secondary. They would hold the wide receivers all the time, and Richard Sherman, he would say, they're not going to call it every time. And
yeah. 2nd down and a long 11. Same formation as last time with the stacked twins, and a give up the middle, and a nice play getting around the edge was Walker to catch him from behind. He had some help in front as well. Maybe a yard gain on the play, but it's still going to be 3rd down and 11 from there.
Man, he came out of the blocks quick there. He just came onto the field too for that play. That was shot right out of cannon, untouched. Wonder if he was supposed to be the read from the quarterback, and the quarterback just decided he was going to give it to his running back.
Trips on the right. Pistol formation, 3rd down and 11. Man in motion is Gibson. Now he'll turn and go back to the right, back to throw Martin. They show blitz. They come after him, and he is sacked back at the 40-yard line. So great pressure. There was a little extra pressure coming in, and once again it was Terrell Woods who finished it off. But it was because they just didn't have enough blockers for the number of people coming in.
Brought one extra guy, and Titan defense finally gets home on 3rd down.
That was like Spagnuolo.
Yeah, it was.
Right there. So last time they were in punting formation, they had a 20-yard gain. This is a 4th and 14, though. Well, they do snap it back to the punter this time and kick it away.
Peter.
And it will be caught on a bounce and about a couple yards for Jackson Torrey. Dangerous play, but he got away with it.
Probably the smart one, though, because that ball probably keeps rolling since we got turf here. And
well, it's smart if what happens is that.
Right.
It's not smart if he loses the ball because somebody hits him right as he catches it. But it worked out, so.
I think we're pretty confident in Torrey with some sure hands that he's not going to cough that up.
You never know, though, because like I said, usually that'd be true. But in a punt situation where the balls hit the turf like that.
As soon as you touch it, someone can get hit.
Yeah,
you're right.
And that can be, you can have the surest hands in the world, but if you again, you don't have to have possession, you can touch it. So we'll see what happens here. 1st and 10 from the 21. Toss out right side, and not much there. In fact, a loss on the play. And that was Tavion Sims. A loss of 2. It'll be 2nd down and 12. Sims on the jet sweep, but nothing doing there. And again, when the Eagles are getting the kind of penetration they are on some of these plays, you're not going to be able to do much.
Yep. It's tough to go east and west on a team that pursues the ball very well.
Trips on the left side, but a man in motion. They fake to him. Carter, he's being chased, throwing near side, incomplete. Jackson Torrey, and I don't know if Jackson.
I think that was a heads-up play by Torrey.
I was going to say, I think Jackson clearly didn't try and catch it, but I don't know if it was because he didn't think he could or because he realized if he had caught it, all that would have done is lost a bunch of yards.
Yeah,
and the only thing he was there for is to make sure it wasn't intentional grounding.
Yep. Yeah.
He was in the area, and so the best thing he could have done was exactly what he did do.
Yeah, I think that was a great heads-up play. He probably would have lost 4 or 5 more yards.
At least, probably more than that. It might be 9. Anyway, it is 3rd down, though, and long. 3rd about 13. Back to throw Carter. He'll step up. Oh, ran into his own blocker, actually, and now he's sacked. It was Quincy Torrey that he ran into. And they should give him forward progress to around the 10. Looks like they're going to mark it at the 9. And it'll be a punting situation, obviously, for the Titans with 7:55 to go in the first half. Clock is running.
Yeah, Liberty North did the same thing the Titan defense did on third down. Brought a little pressure, one extra guy.
Well, but
Titans
Caden probably would have been able to elude it had it not been for the fact that he ran into his own blocker.
Yep.
From out of the end zone, the kick is high but short, and it'll be fielded about the 42. And, nice open field tackle. Like you said, he fell right back on it on the return. But so it was, looks like Cole Young, I think, with the return. But it was a great open field tackle.
I think that was Grady Mortensen, 34.
I believe you're correct. And so we'll see Tillman Martin and the Eagles offense once again, and for yet another time they have a really short field.
Positive field position.
Starting on the Titan 34-yard line. Pistol formation, Twins on the right. And this is a give, trying to go on the right side. Big hole. And inside the 20, down near the 15 to the 14. This time it was Thiessen on the give, or Terrian, excuse me. River Terrian.
Yeah,
and it'll be 1st and 10 inside the red zone for the Eagles, already leading in the game 9-6.
I think they got guard and tackle to pull on that time, and just a straight counter play. And
first carry of the game for Terrian. In the pistol, he's still in there. He'll get the call again, this time trying the left side. And he weaves his way up inside the 10 to about the 7.
You know it's going to be a good play when your right guard pulls around and there's no one for him to block for 5 yards down the field, and he just keeps running. The running back runs past him.
Well, Fosno was in the general area, but Terrian just, put his foot in the turf and was right by him.
They'll check with me here.
So 2nd down and about 3. They need the 4. The ball's on the 7. Again, the pistol formation. Back to throw. Martin looking, throwing end zone, and it is caught. Touchdown, Smith. Threw into double coverage, but he's got that big target. And Keelan Smith.
It's a tough ask for Drew Grahlberger, sophomore, he's been on the tight end all night. Wherever every side of the field he goes to, Drew's been following him. That was just a little flag to the corner, and good placement by the quarterback.
Extra point, snapback, ball down, kick up, high, long, and it is good. So 6:18 left to go in this first half of play, and the Eagles find the end zone for the second time. With the safety as well, they lead at 16-6, a 10-point lead over the Titans. We'll take a break, come back for the kickoff coming up after this on Titan Football, a presentation of Backport Sports, Beck Bros Productions, and 810varsity.com. Looking back out to Titan Stadium, Joel Becker, Jake Johnson, Lee Summit West, and Liberty North. Eagles on top of the Titans, 16-6 our score, about halfway through the second quarter, 6:18 to go in the half. And the Eagles, for a second time, march down a short field and end up in the end zone. Looks like Bo Renfro with the ball teed up at the 40-yard line off the left hash mark, and he will kick it deep and into the end zone for a touchback. Titans will take over 1st and 10 from their own 20, which amazingly enough is a good field position for them in this game. They have had their work cut out for them. They've had really one good play in this game, but I think I heard that their complete total rushing yards for the game is like minus 17.
Yeah,
so that's not, when you're a rush-heavy team, that's not a good sign.
Yeah, we heard Coach Horn in the interview. He said he wanted to try to establish the run, and
Not so much.
He knew it was going to be tough against this Eagle defense, but
now part of that was the sack on Carter in the last drive, but still. And here's a toss. Jackson Torrey makes one-man miss. He'll come up the near sideline, hit and tackle, gets across the 30 to the 31. And so a gain of 11. And a nice little toss there to Jackson Torrey, who then made it all happen himself.
Just a little play action pass, a little toss shovel pass to him, and yeah, he did all the work.
I'm not even totally sure that was what that play was supposed to be. I think Caden might have just noticed that there was nothing there.
Yep.
And it's kind of an improvised play, but we'll see. Quickly up to the line, and they'll go Wildcat Quincy Torrey up the middle, and he will gain about a yard to the 32. So the Torrey brothers at least trying to get some positive yards here. And at least he did gain a yard, 2nd and 9.
No.
Caden's in there. Yeah, they just decided to do a Wildcat play.
I'd like to see him use his legs here.
Yeah,
haven't seen that yet.
Trips on the left side. He'll roll that direction. He'll throw on that left side, and it is caught.
A little short.
Tavion Sims. It's a gain, about 6 or so up to the 38, and it'll set up a 3rd down and 3 from there.
Best way to get away from the pressure, a little sprint out to his left side. He left-handed quarterback, and a little easy pitch and catch to one of his sure-handed receivers.
Arnold out wide on this right side. And Woodridge out wide to the left. There's a man in the slot. That's Jackson Torrey. Quincy, and it is going to be a keeper up the middle. That was a direct snap to Quincy on the Wildcat, and he's going to be short. 4th down and 2, and the punting unit comes on. Will the Titans take a page out of the Eagles' book and try a fake here?
I don't think so.
I wouldn't. I mean, again, I think it's one of those things where you don't necessarily go out there planning it, but you take a look at the defense and see if they give it to you.
Maybe I'd try to draw them off sides here. I mean, 5-yard penalty, that's 1st down.
If they can, but they do snap it back to the punter who punts it away. End over end kick.
Please.
And it comes down about the 30-yard line, coming up near side. Good run back. Caught from behind, but across midfield. There is a flag way back at the 29-yard line.
I think Lawrence Arnold did a pretty good sell job. He did get blocked in the back, but
so holding is the call.
He really sold the block in the back. Be Liberty North's worst starting field position of the night.
If assuming that they do take it from where the flag is, it would be back to the 19. Looks like they're going to. We'll see where they march it off from.
Should be from where that flag is. 10
well, right,
yards,
but sometimes they'll move it. But no, it looks like that is where they're going to march it off from. So it'll be back at the 19. 1st and 10 Eagles. 3:50 left to go in the first half. Haven't had a timeout in this game, so both teams have all 3.
I think Liberty North has found something here with this formation. They can either go outside with a little quick screen or run the ball.
Stacked twins on either side is the formation you're talking about, and from the Pitzel is a give, and off right tackle. Decent hole, and a gain on up to about the 24, gain of 5, 2nd and 5 from there. And it was Barnett with the carry who's back in the game. I kind of get the impression that they trade off from time to time. More Barnett than Terrian, and they also sometimes use Jeremy Love as well.
Now, just quarterback counts the numbers in the box. If he likes what he sees, he'll give the ball to the running back. If not, he's throwing a quick screen somewhere to the outside.
Same formation, play action back to throw. Martin on the inside seam route. It is caught for Gibson, and he'll get a 1st down way more. Caught from behind, shoestring tackle by Ty Washington to save the touchdown. But he gets inside the 30 down to the 27-yard line. 1st and 10 Eagles from there. And tell you what, the as tough as sometimes they're having as a job stopping the run, they've looked even having a little more trouble on some of these passes.
Yep, just
in terms of covering these receivers.
Yep, just a little switch route from the receivers.
And it is a give off right tackle. Barnett breaks the tackle, gets around the right side, inside the 20, down to about the 13. They'll give him that, the 13. It'll be 1st and 10 inside the red zone once again for the Eagles. 2:49 left to go in this first half. They stopped the clock to move the chains, but they should start it up again. I don't think he went out of bounds. Or maybe they are saying he did.
Yeah.
You know, no, they get the clock running again. They said to run the clock. It's not actually running.
Oh, Mr. Official, you never did.
No, he did.
He did?
Yeah, twice. After they didn't do it, he did it again. So, first down, and on the fake, they toss it out right side. This time played well on the wide receiver screen.
It's about the
as that was thrown to Gibson, and he was able to basically get back up to near the line of scrimmage. Loss of a yard, 2nd and 11. Ball on the 14.
Secondary's done a pretty good job with that screen play. I've seen it multiple times tonight and really haven't gotten anything positive from it. Drawn a couple holding penalties from it.
I was going to say they did a couple times, but they all came back.
Yeah.
Same formation, pistol, and they will give it this time. And nice job this time by the front three of the Titans. Barnett met at the line, no gain on the play, and it'll be 3rd down. They will give him forward progress to about the original line of scrimmage, so it'll be 3rd and a long 10 or a short 11. Clock is running with 1:40 left to go in the half. Titans get the ball to start the second half.
Be able to tell with this play what Liberty North decides to do on if they have to go for it on 4th down or not.
With a 10-point lead. Snap to Martin. He looks left side. He's got time. He throws, and it is caught down to the 5. Bounces off a tackle. Still on his feet, and then forced out of bounds. It should be shy of a 1st down. Sorry about not identifying who the player is because I can't actually see it from where I am. I think that was Barnett, the running back. Number 1.
Yes, it was on. Yep, and then Lindsey and
it will be 4th down and about 3, and the field goal unit comes out, which is not surprising to me. I mean, as dominant as the Eagles have been defensively, you take points when you can get them, I think. Although there's always the possibility of a fake. 23-yard attempt. The kick is up, and it is good. 1:16 left to go, first half, and the Eagles extend their lead. It is 19-6 over the Lee Summit West Titans. We'll take a break and come back with the kickoff right after this on Titan Football, a presentation of Backport Sports, Beck Bros Productions, and 810varsity.com.
That carryout comes in clutch.
Welcome back out to Titan Stadium. Joel Becker and Jake Johnson. Senior night here for the Lee Summit West Titans, but they find themselves down in this one. Liberty North has been pretty dominant, aside from essentially one long pass to Tavian Sims. Their offense has been pretty anemic, and their defense came up with a big stop at a goal line, but has still given up 19 points. 23-yard field goal on the last one, and with a little over a minute to go, this kick, once again, is going to be close to out of bounds. Did it sneak in or not? I couldn't tell.
They're calling it a touchback.
Okay, so did sneak in inside the pylon, so it'll be 1st and 10 from the 20. You know, the Titans really not set up easily for a 1:16 80-yard drive. I mean,
but we've seen though that the passing game's actually been probably more of a stronger suit of the game tonight. Maybe they will rely on the passing game to help out the run game instead of relying on the run game.
Well, the key to it is whether or not Caden Carter can get the time to do it.
Yep.
Obviously, like I said, we had the one throw that, was whatever. I don't know the exact yardage. Was it 70-something yards? Yeah, 75 yards. But aside from that, he was sacked once. He's been rushed a few times. They've been rolling him out. Empty backfield here, but a man in motion, and they'll try a keeper, and Carter able to get near 10 yards. We'll see where they mark him. They're going
It's got to be a first down. It's on the line. Yep.
So they did give him the 10 yards. They'll move the chains. Clock stopped with 1:11 left to go. Titans right up to the line, waiting for them to put the ball in play. Snap, and it's a give. No, it's a keeper again. Carter around the left side, and he's got some running room. He'll run out of bounds. That'll stop the clock. Gets another first down up to the 41. 2 straight Caden Carter runs, and the Titans get themselves in pretty good field position with 1:05 left to go.
Yeah, nice read by Caden on both those plays. All he's doing is reading one guy. If he goes with the running back, he's going to pull it and run. That's been his MO all year, and nice to see it working right now.
Titans do have all 3 of their timeouts as well. 1:05 left to go. 1st and 10 from their own 41. From the shotgun, he will give a late give, draw a play, and Quincy Torrey makes about 4 yards, and they will call that timeout. 59 seconds left to go in the half. First timeout, so they got 2 left. And so the Titans are in a situation where they have really been dominated in this game. A couple of big plays here and there, but overall, they clearly have been dominated by this Eagles team. The Eagles team has looked bigger, has looked stronger. They've been faster in most situations and so on. Yet, if they could march down the field somehow and get themselves a touchdown and then go into the halves. Right now it's 19-6, so it's a 13-point lead. They get the ball to start off the second half. They could actually they could actually conceivably find themselves with a lead early in the third quarter.
Yeah, they've definitely taken haymaker punches from this Liberty North team. Kind of these last 3 plays, it's been a pretty good response.
Now we're a long way away from that, but we'll see if they can't get some momentum going into the half. So 2nd down and about 6. Back to throw Carter. Big rush up the middle. He'll step up. Gets around left side. Oh, he breaks the tackle across midfield, down inside the 30 to the 25-20. And out of bounds as he gets near the 15. It'll be the 13 that he marks him down as. 49.5 seconds left to go in the half. It'll stop the clock as he ran out of bounds.
Got plenty of time now with 2 timeouts.
And a great individual effort by Caden Carter.
It's been the Caden Carter drive. 3 big runs.
So Titans get up to the line. They don't really have to hurry.
Can't take a sack here, though, or a bad penalty to drop him out of at least field goal range.
But it is first down. From the shotgun. Back to throw Carter. He had time, but now a rush comes. Now he'll throw toward the end zone, and he threw it away. Quincy Torrey was in the area, but he was pretty well covered. And so it'll be incomplete. Stops the clock 43.9 seconds. And that's again, that shows some good experience out of Caden Carter. Situation like this, there's no problem at all with throwing the ball,
Nope, just
into the stands, and then you just, live to play another day. They've got 3 more tries at this if they want.
That was good coverage by Liberty North. You don't see a lot of defensive secondary guys pick up a running back out of the backfield like they did there.
So on the second down play, fumbled snap. Carter will have to fall on it. And are they going to call this down? What are they going to make the call? Let's wait. He clearly was down and had possession of the ball, but they are saying that that's Liberty ball.
He was down and on it.
He had the ball and he was down, then he was hit and lost it. And I don't know what to say. Willie Horn is beside himself. He cannot believe that call. You can, here on 810varsity.com, you can take a look and watch this play yourself. Unfortunately, the referees cannot. That is just that's just beyond the pale. I don't know what to say.
I mean, it's not like it's the NFL where he was down as soon as he's down on the ground.
Right, you don't have to be hit.
You don't have to be touched.
The fact that he clearly did. I mean, you don't have to have, a huge possession of it or anything like that.
He was on top of the ball.
I tell you what, if I was Willie Horn, I would at this point probably bitch until I got a penalty out of it.
He hasn't been happy with.
Well, we had a pass interference call on a play that, as far as I know, is not eligible for a pass interference call because the ball was tipped. There was a late hit where it hit him right in the helmet, and I tell you what, Michael Kimbrough and this refereeing staff are hearing it from the crowd as well as the officials, but the call's going to stand the way it is, and the Eagles get the football.
They're going to.
Back to throw Martin. Now he's going to throw near side, and boy, he had a wide open man that would have possibly been 6. That was Ross, but he overthrew him. That has happened about 4 times in this game.
It was another double move. Ty Washington got caught flat-footed at the bottom of the route.
So there's yet another situation where it just, the Titans should be in a situation where they're ready to score points here. Yep. Even with the sack and everything like that, they were in a position where they should have at least been able to get points.
Yep.
And they're not going to get points, and they may give up some. You never know. There's still another 30 seconds to go, and again, the Eagles have all their timeouts. There's a toss near side, and Gibson and a great open field tackle.
They might let this clock go all the way down now. I don't know. Titans are going to take a timeout.
Grauberger made the tackle, and it was a loss of about 7, maybe 6 on the play. And no, it's the Eagles that called the timeout. Well, or at least that's what the referees are saying.
The referee down here on this side, on the Titans sideline, pointed to the Titans side. The white hat pointed to.
And now the white hat's changing it.
Man, if you can't get that right,
boy, he's
struggling.
They are having a tough night tonight, I think is safe to say. 22.9 seconds left to go. Now the thing is, of course, the Titans have to come up with a stop here on 3rd and 16, which they should be able to hopefully do. And then they might be able to get the ball back, and they still do have a pair of timeouts.
Yeah, if I'm Liberty North, I'm taking another double move shot, especially if Titans are going to play their one high safety.
This game does mean something. It doesn't mean anything to Liberty North in terms of their own seeding. They are guaranteed the first seed in their district. We're not in the same district as Liberty North. It does mean something in terms of for a conference title as well. But the other thing for the Titans is it may make a difference as to where we are in the first round of the playoffs. I don't think it'll change who we play, but it may be where the game is, as there's a handoff up the middle, and the Titans should take their last timeout here.
Try and go block this punt. Send everybody.
And so they do. Stops the clock with 16.3 seconds left. 4th down and 11. So, like I said, it's taking a look at the seeding in the there's only 5 teams in the district that the Titans are playing in this year. They've added some Class 6 teams in Missouri. So instead of those 8-team districts that we used to have, where everybody plays immediately in the playoffs, there's going to be a play-in game basically, the 4 versus 5 matchup in our district, and that will be next week. So Titans will be off next week. There's no way we can drop all the way down to 4th from 2nd, but and we can't. It is impossible for us to get number 1. Whether we win, and even if we were to win and Lee Summit North lost, we would still be behind them because they had the head-to-head on us. So, in that, the way it is, we will. I think it's pretty much a foregone conclusion. We will play Rockhurst. The only question is, will it be here or at Rockhurst? And if we win, it'll be here. Now, there's no guarantee that if we lose that it won't be here anyway. Punt is high. They don't block it. It's high and short. And they're going to let it come to a stop. And they they sure waited their time to blow the whistle and stop it with 4.3 seconds. I would imagine the Titans will either just run the ball or take a knee here. Although I tell you what, with Tavion Sims, why not take a chance?
Right.
I mean, the only thing you got to be concerned about is a potential pick six. So as long as you make sure that whatever you throw can't
it's either him or nothing.
Yeah. Well, he's not the only one either.
Right.
We've got
Ty Washington, or not Ty Washington.
We have Woodridge.
Woodridge, yeah.
And
Lawrence Arnold.
Yeah.
I think it's
even
just
Jackson Torrey is a pretty good target for that sort of thing, too.
I think you're just going to get a quarterback kneel here.
Yeah, I think so, too. So he will take a knee, and that will do it for the first half.
That hurts the rushing yards.
So the Titans will go to the locker room trailing in the game by 13. And like I said, it's amazing because it really could have been a situation where it was with the Titans getting the ball to start off the second half. If they had scored, and it would have been 19-13.
Yeah.
You know, it would have been
even just
down by 6.
19-9 would have been
right.
Just a field goal there would have been fine.
Well, it would have made it a 10-point game. But even more importantly, like I said, there is no reason to think they couldn't have scored.
Right.
And they had no reason. I mean, yeah, it was a sack and it was back a ways or whatever. But the lack of observance by the officiating crew today, both on the pass interference penalty and on the turnover, is just, I mean, it's difficult to understand.
It is, yeah. I would love to know if there is a rule about the deflected ball pass interference in high school. If not, and then I'd love to have heard the explanation from Coach Horn that he got on that on that play right there when Caden had the ball and was jumped on by a Liberty North defender.
Yeah. All right, well, we'll take a break. Halftime here at Titan Stadium, 19-6 our score. Liberty North on top of Lee Summit West here on Titan Football. A presentation of Backport Sports, Beck Bros Productions, and 810varsity.com.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon he'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 290,000 participants here in Missouri who take part in high school sports or activities.
High school sports fans, check this out. 810varsity.com now brings live video game casts for more than 25 KC Metro schools all season long. Now you can watch and listen to the games live on your computer, iPad, or phone. Park Hill South, Miege, Aquinas, the Olathe and Blue Valley schools, and the list goes on and on. Plus, live scores, playoff brackets, rankings, and more. Get all the games live at 810varsity.com.
At Price Chopper, we're always chopping prices. We're here before the sun comes up until long after it goes down, working hard to keep prices low for your family. From the cashiers at the front of the store to our teammates in the back. Throughout every department, we're all dedicated to bringing you your favorite food at prices you love. For freshness, selection, and low prices, Kansas City knows. Price Chopper.
Get a shake with your points and some fries on the side with your points.
You get more with every order.
Get a Whataburger or a patty melt or some breakfast with the points.
You get more with every order.
Get a biscuit or a brownie, but no matter what you pick, you get a brownie. But no matter what you pick, you get a brownie.
Like your favorite Whataburger or whatever, cause it all gives you more with Whataburger rewards.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool.
On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
All right, I got a message for you. Radio is the way to go if you want to advertise. Targeting your customers, any shape or size. Radio is a perfect way to tell them who and where you are. They listen at work, they listen at home, and you got them in that car. You got to go with radio when you want to advertise. Here we go, watch me now. Hard rock and soft rock and easy listening too. Up and down the dialer formats just for you. Country, classic, talk, and gospel stations. Every market across the land has got a station for your situation. The cost is low, and radio is theater of the mind. You can present your information with imagination. If you want to get your message across the airways with radio. Call them, they will come right over. Remember, you got to go with radio when you want to advertise. There are lots of stations just your size.
Looking back out to Titan Stadium, Joel Becker along with Jake Johnson on Titan football. Lee Summit West trailing the Liberty North Eagles. It is 19-6 at halftime on senior night here at Lee Summit West. You got the band on the field. We're going to head down there here just in a minute when they're ready to go for tonight's halftime performance. And they're getting pretty close to being ready to go. So let's head down to the field, and hopefully you can enjoy tonight's halftime performance. In a little while, we'll have some halftime numbers for you and maybe some scores around the league as well. But again, the score 19-6 here at halftime, and here's the Titans marching band.
band is under the direction of Cliff Irvin and Brandon Johnson. And the color guard instructor from
Well, there you go, the Titans marching band. We are at halftime, 19-6 our score. We'll take a break and give you some halftime numbers when we come back here on Titan Football, a presentation of Backport Sports, Beck Bros Productions, and 810varsity.com.
Stack carryout comes in clutch.
810 Varsity takes you through the football season like never before. Watch games live throughout Kansas and Missouri, and even postseason action at 810varsity.com. Plus live tournament brackets, top 25, Elite 81 All-Metro team, live scoreboard, stories, and more. Check out Kansas City's new home for high school sports coverage. 810varsity.com.
Welcome back to halftime here at Titan Stadium on the campus of Lee Summit West High School. This is Mark Files giving the guys a little time off. I am joined by the Hall of Famer, Jake Johnson. Couple numbers here for you. Liberty North High School. They have 11 first downs in the first half. They have 130 yards on the ground on 24 attempts. Through the air, they have 118 yards on 11 receptions. The quarterback is 11 of 15. They've got the two TDs. As a team, they have 4 penalties for 29 yards. They are 2 of 11 for third down conversions, and they are 1 of 2 on the fourth down conversions. They've got the 1 field goal made. And for the home team, Titans, pretty rough here, Jakey.
It is. It is a little rough.
44 yards on 14 carries. When we've got 90 yards on 4 receptions. 4 of 6 on the completions, the 1 touchdown, the long pass to Sims for 75 yards is the majority on that total there on rushing yards. Titans had the 1 fumble lost on that questionable call there towards the end of the half. Penalties-wise, they're keeping them in check. They've got 3 penalties for 13 yards. They're 0 for 3 on third down conversions. And time of possession, 2/3 of the time was offense for Liberty North, and the Titans had 1/3 of the first half time of possession.
Not going to win many ball games with that.
No, but I will tell you, an interesting stat is 2 for 11 on third down conversions for Liberty North. You got to think that's got to play into the second half a little bit.
And a lot of those third downs came from the first drive when we saw them hold them, and then North ran a fake punt, and then we saw another one down here where I guess you can say they stopped on third down twice in a row down here inside. Sure. Yeah, we've seen it, though, from this defense. If you get them in a third down situation, they're pretty stingy. They've always been stingy. All year they've been stingy in stopping on third down. So you need to get the Eagles in more third and long situations and be able to put a little pressure on the quarterback. I think that'll be really beneficial for them.
Just an overall assessment, just to echo what you guys are talking about, Liberty North is a team of athletes, no doubt about it. I mean, they've got some great skill at the outside skill kid positions, receivers, the cornerbacks, interior line is strong.
Yeah, I've seen Jay Ross, their wide receiver. He's been lining up on the D line every once in a while for on the defensive side.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you got a wide receiver who can go down and get in a 3 technique play in defensive line, that's a
How many kids do we come up with, Joe,
pretty
that
athletic.
we're looking at Division I commits off of this? There are 5 on this starting offense and defense from Liberty North.
And
5
I'm sure
D1 commits.
I'm sure throughout the season they will get more. Maybe not D1, but I'm sure they'll have more guys with some scholarship offers.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, the D1 guys lead to D2 guys getting opportunities, and even down to the NAIA and the Division III level and the college level.
There's plenty of guys out there looking for some offensive and defensive linemen, and I would take some from that Liberty North O-line and D-line.
Very much so. Here's some halftime stats, or not stats, but scores from across the city. We've got Raymore Peculiar 10-3 over Blue Springs. That's a halftime score. On the west side of the line, we've got Blue Valley 24, Blue Valley West 10. Down south of us here, we've got a barn burner, Cass Midway, Coal Camp 8-8 at halftime. Fort Osage and Oak Park, that's a game that we were watching pretty close. Oak Park is up 28-13 in the second quarter. Green Valley is rolling over Raytown 35-0.
They got a chance to, I think, win the Class 5 state championship.
Yes, they do. This is an interesting score here for you. Lawrence is up 28-0 over Shawnee Mission West. Lee Summit North is down 14 to Park Hill. They're playing at Park Hill. That's a halftime score as well.
We've seen it all year. Lee Summit North is not a good first half team, but to see that score, that is very shocking.
Very shocking. A halftime score, we've got Liberty 3-0 over Blue Springs South. That's kind of interesting. We were talking of this conversation on the break. Wonder how many of these schools are resting kids, trying to get kids healthy.
Yeah.
And of course, our score
especially if you're playing in that 4-5 next week.
Oh,
like, why?
yes.
Yeah, why would you
get anybody hurt? That's what it's all about.
Exactly.
And our score here, of course, is 19-6. Liberty North is up on the Titans. The Titans do have the ball to start the second half. A couple quick scores. Staley's up 34-0 over North Kansas City. And just down the highway here from us, Harrisonville's up 35-14 over Odessa. And Rockhurst left the state to find a game, and they're playing Oklahoma City Patriots. And we believe it is a small private school.
Okay.
Is what it is. We're looking for games. So kudos to the coaching staff over there getting a game on the schedule, because you don't want to go 2 weeks, 3 weeks without a ball game. That's for sure.
They've done a lot of out-of-state. I think that's 3 or 4 now. I know they went down to Arkansas as well.
Well, that Arkansas relationship at Harrison, Arkansas, they've been doing that for
forever.
A lot of years.
Even when I was in high school.
Yep. That's a Severino connection right there. And Kelly's Donho's kept that relationship going on as well. I love it. Let's see, what else do we have? Gardner-Edgerton has a 39-7 lead over Olathe South.
Probably the best team in the state of Kansas on this side.
Yep. Park Hill South is up 24-6 over Lee Summit after the rough couple weeks that they've had. Pembroke Hill, Van Horn tied at 14. And we've got St. Pius up 21-13 over Savannah, and that gets you caught up on most of the scores. Here's one more. Smithville's up 14-0 over Grandview, who's also had a pretty rough couple weeks here with trying to figure out the roster and ineligible kids. Pleasant Hill's up 14-7 over Summit Christian Academy. And Oak Grove and Warrensburg, 36-27 with 2 minutes to go in the first half. So they're putting some points on the board east of us here as well. We've got a little over 2 minutes here to go. Both teams are back out on the field getting warmed up here to start the second half. They'll give them that extra 3 minutes to stretch their legs. When we get back after this commercial break, I'll have Joel and the Hall of Fame quarterback, Jake Johnson, with you to bring you all the action. You're listening to Titan Football, presentation of Backport Sports, Beckbros Productions, and 810varsity.com.
Are you looking for a heartwarming and unique gift? Consider master storyteller David Lewis's Memories CD collection. Warm memories of the cold. 9 of David's best memories of sleds, snow, Grandpa on ice, 34 degrees below, skates, and Christmas. Hooves, paws, wings, and claws. 13 recollections of cats, horses, dogs, birds, a misguided vet, and a bobcat that stuck to the wall. Just folks. 13 memories of the Witch in the Woods and other captivating people, gone but not forgotten. And you had to be there. 14 heartwarming tales like Fantasy on the Porch, An Ox Out of His Box, A Foot Fetish Catfish, and more. Recollecting times, places, people, and events in David's life you simply have to hear for yourself. David's CDs are available online at memoriescds.com. You can hear audio clips at the website. That's memoriescds.com. Why not buy the gift that can be enjoyed over and over? David Lewis's Memories CD Collection. A touch of the heartland for your family.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 290,000 participants here in Missouri who take part in high school sports or activities.
High school sports fans, Trent Green here, and when I want the latest scores and news, there's only one place I go, 810varsity.com. Live scores, features, brackets, and even watch games live on the laptop, phone, or mobile device. Watch the Lee Summit, Blue Springs, and Park Hill schools, Blue Valleys, Olathes, Rockhurst, Miege, Lansing. The list goes on into Missouri and Kansas. And playoff broadcasts too, plus top 25, awards, and more. Check it out now, Kansas City's home for high school sports, 810varsity.com.
At Price Chopper, we're always chopping prices. Just like we're always making sure to keep our shelves stocked with the affordable, high-quality food your family loves. We're here to ensure the products you want are always right where you need them, when you need them. And with budget-friendly options on every shelf, you can be sure you're getting the very best for less. For freshness, selection, and low prices, Kansas City knows. Price Chopper.
What's the secret ingredient to great chili? Ours is a Whataburger. Our Whataburger chili cheeseburger is served up made to order with 2 fresh all-beef patties, melty cheese, our very own chili, tangy mustard, crisp onions, and even crunchy corn chips. Oh, and here's a tip. You're going to need both hands to eat this chili. The chili cheeseburger is back for a limited time. Whataburger, just like you like it. To eat this chili.
Welcome back live here at Titan Stadium. Joel Becker along with Jake Johnson, Lee Summit West and Liberty North. Eagles on top of the Titans. 19-6 is our score as we're just about set to get going in the second half. The Titans will receive the kickoff for the second half of play. What do you suppose they heard from Willie Horn at halftime?
I think a whole lot of adjustments will be made. I wouldn't be shocked to see the defense go to a little 4 down front instead of having 3.
They did that on occasional plays.
I think we'll see a little more of it. And I think offensively, I think we saw the last drive before the turnover, Caden Carter's legs. I think we need to see more of that. And that might open up more runs for Quincy and Jackson Torrey. So that's kind of what I'm hoping to see. That start this second half on this first drive is little Caden Carter, more legs.
So Blue Renfro has the ball teed up on the 40-yard line on the left side hash mark. Jackson Torrey back deep along with Tavian Sims for the Titans. And we are underway in the second half, and that ball is going to bounce into the end zone for a touchback. Bounced on about the 1, but straight out in, and so the Titans will start on their own 21st and 10. And we talked about this pretty much all game long, that the one thing about being down in a game is that you're the team that gets to make the adjustments.
Yeah, absolutely. And I hope to see a little bit of that in this first drive. I know Caden's really healthy, pretty healthy for this being week 9. So I want to.
At the same time, though, this Liberty North, the defensive line and so on, they've had their way a good portion of this game, and no matter what you do, you're going to need to step up a little bit more. On the 1st and 10 play, it is Carter who's going to keep it himself. And he gets across the 20 to about the 23 off left tackle. Good tackle on that play in the open field by the safety Snyder. It'll be a gain of 3, 2nd down and 7. And just like you said, Jake, they start off on the legs of Caden Carter.
Hey, another simple read. Defensive end crashes. He's pulling, following his H-back around the edge.
And they will fake it to Quincy, and not much running room that time. And just what we were talking about before, when you get that kind of penetration, there's really nowhere for Carter to go, and he lost a yard. It'll set up a 3rd down and 8. And, of course, if you're the Titans, the one thing you don't want to do is start off the second half with a 3 and out.
Yeah, Liberty North is really just begging the Titans to throw right now. They got 7 in the box and straight man on the receivers with a safety over the top. And that safety's playing really shallow in the box.
So on 3rd and long, Carter will roll out to the right side. The lefty turns, throws, and it is caught. Was he in bounds? They say no, unless he dropped it at the very edge. But it's an incomplete pass either way. It's intended for Tavian Sims. And it'll set up a 4th down and a 3 and out for the Titans. I couldn't tell if he if he caught it and went and was out of bounds when he caught it, or if he caught it and then lost it when he went out of bounds.
I'm not sure. That was
either way, it was an incomplete pass.
Heck of a play. But that's tough to ask Caden to roll out to his right all the way across the field. He's a lefty.
The kick, high and short, bounces, and it takes a Titan bounce inside the Liberty North 35. And that is where the Eagles will take over 1st and 10, leading at 19-6. Just underway in the second half. We've played 1 minute 26 seconds. And we will see what Tillman Martin and company decide to do as they come out here. Will they start going heavy on the ground and try and kill some of the clock? They've been successful, but they've been probably more successful throwing the ball today.
Yeah, we talked at halftime. They've been really, really good 1st and 2nd downs. They've struggled in 3rd down, so hopefully Titans can get them into some 3rd and longs, 3rd and mediums, and get some blitzes on them.
Pistol formation, and it is a give. And Barnett off a left tackle. He'll get around the end, but only about maybe 3-4 yards on the play, 2nd and 6.
Saw him come out. Titans right there, defensive line. Saw Foz now down in a 3-point stance, bringing in a 4th defensive lineman instead of his normal outside linebacker position.
So it looks like he's going to do that again. 4 down linemen here on the 2nd down and 6 call. Seeing a little bit more adjustment out of the Eagles, changing their alignment. And on play action, back to throw is Martin. Lots of time, throws down the middle, and he's got Smith, and it goes in and out of his hands. Incomplete. Boy, that hit him right in the fingertips, and he just didn't come up with it.
Hit him in the worst spot possible.
In the hands? So it'll be 3rd down and 6. Boy, we've seen some open Eagles receivers in this game.
4 or 5 of them now where they've been open. He also
That was a good throw that time, though.
Tillman had all day.
Yeah.
He watched his receiver run from outside the hash down here all the way across the field on a deep post. So
we'll see if they bring pressure. They have a couple of times on 3rd down, the Titans. Pistol formation, trips on the right. Back to throw is
There it
Tillman,
is.
and he gets hit, but he gets around it. Still on his feet. He'll come up the near side, breaks another tackle. He is hit and gets a first down. Spun around, but gets across the 45. And there is a flag way back at the 34 in holding territory. We'll see what happens here.
Do we have 2 flags? Because we have the other
Michael
sideline
Kimbrough
official.
is stepping ahead. And it's an illegal formation.
Oh, wow.
Was the call, and then also a hold. So there were 2 flags, as you said. Now, they'll take the hold, obviously. It's a 10-yard penalty. And so he'll have the replay. So they decline the illegal formation, take the holding call. And, I guess the spot of the foul must have been ahead for the holding call, because they marked it back to about the 33, so it sets up 3rd and 12. The interesting thing about that is I'm not really sure which one would have gotten him more yards. About the same as it turned out. Pistol, well, actually now the shotgun formation with Barnett to the right. Now he steps in a little bit behind Tillman. Titans show blitz, but now they back off. And Tillman will roll. Still on his feet. He throws far side incomplete. Barnett, boy, if he could have gotten a little more on that and got it to Barnett, he had a lot of turf in front of him.
He did.
And nobody anywhere near him to tackle him had that happen.
He was in there for protection, but he leaked out once quarterback started moving around.
And Martin, just really couldn't get it to him.
Credit the secondary there. Great coverage downfield. Brought a little pressure, but
for like 7 seconds too.
Well, trading 3 and outs, that's a good sign for the defense. Now offense needs to come and answer with some points here.
Punt will come down and bounce at about the 40 inside. Now it takes a Titan roll to the 39.
Might be the best field position of the night for the Titans.
I think it is. And so it'll be 1st and 10, Lee Summit West. 8:59 to go here, 3rd quarter. Titans trailing 19-6 to the Eagles from Liberty North. They've already wrapped up the top seed in their district. Titans are 2nd, and they cannot make 1st. But they've got Rockhurst right on their heels. They are winning in Oklahoma City right now by a couple of touchdowns, and so the Titans could end up finding themselves a 3 seed when all is said and done.
Let's go. We got 10 seconds on the clock. Come on.
I don't think they can hear you. Don't seem to be any hurry to get out there.
We're going to delay
5 seconds left.
Timeout.
Carter, man in motion, and now they've got it down to 0. That's going to be a delay of game.
40-second clock violation.
Yeah. So that was just, again, by this point in the season, you should have a little more awareness than that.
There was just no urgency.
Yeah, well, it's like they clearly had no idea they had that little time. So on 1st and 15, back to throw Carter, throwing near side, and it is caught. Woolridge, who made a great adjustment to make that catch, gets out of bounds at about the 32, maybe the 33 of the Eagles. And Woolridge, who was actually being covered pretty well on that play, just did a good job of looking back and making an adjustment to the ball. They mark him out down at the 32.
Yeah, I mean, I'll call it a back shoulder throw. That was a long throw for Caden from right hash to the left hash.
Throws over the middle, and it's intercepted. No, it was incomplete almost. Went out of Tavion Sims' hands, right into the safety's arm. That was Snyder, and he just couldn't quite hang on to it. And so it'll be 2nd and 10. Tell you what, the Titans, although they are trailing in the game, this could be a lot worse if some of the breaks that they've gotten didn't go their way.
Yep, yes.
Now, on the other hand, it also could be a lot better if they had gotten a couple of calls than they should have gotten.
Yep, exactly right.
2nd down and 10, trips on the right, 1 man on the left. Carter on the snap, and he'll keep it. He was going to give it to Sims, saw that wasn't going to work, pulled it back, ended up losing a yard, but it probably would have been worse if he handed it to Sims.
Yeah, they kind of looked off there as well.
Well, it's just, again, another situation where the Eagles penetrate into the backfield and end up with, you just blow a play up like that. I mean, there's 2 of them back there. 3rd down and 11. Titans could be in 4-down territory here with the ball on the 32.
Back out.
And back to throw. And Carter throws over the middle. He's got a man, Arnold, but he overthrew him. Incomplete. He was open.
He was.
But I don't think they were quite on the same page either, because Arnold sort of cut toward the middle and he kind of led him a little bit more toward the outside.
Yep. That's one of the ones I think Caden will want back and kind of just put a little more arc on it and let his wide receiver go under it and catch it. They're
going to bring the punting unit out. It's an interesting thing to say or to do with the ball on the 32-yard line. And now, if nothing else, they're going to now get Liberty North to burn a timeout.
I think now you reconsider.
And I don't know if that was what they decided they were doing in the first place.
I mean,
obviously they're going to bring the team in. Willie Horn out to have a chat with them, but
the offense is still down here on the bench.
Playing field position here doesn't really seem like a good idea to me.
Nope.
I mean, if I'm the Titans in this situation, I mean,
what do you have to lose?
Yeah, there's a pretty good chance that in a best case scenario, you end up getting the ball 12 yards ahead.
Yeah.
The ball's on the 32. You kick it in the end zone, it's on the 20. That doesn't really help you that much. And to be quite honest, again, with how well the Eagles have run the ball and how dominant their offensive line has been for sometimes in this game, then even if you did somehow or another get them, let's say pinned inside their 5,
right,
there's no guarantee they're going to stay there.
Yeah.
And like I said, down by 13 points. It's still early in the game, obviously. There's 8:09 left to go in the third quarter, so it's plenty of time. But you're not taking a huge risk by going for it on 4th down here. But they still got the punting unit out. There's always a chance of a fake, but it's 4th and 11.
And Liberty North is just in a normal defensive.
Well, I was just going to say, there's no point in them doing anything odd, and so they are going to kick it. It's a high kick. And it bounces at about the 9 and goes out of bounds. So it's going to be certainly inside the 20, maybe even inside the 10.
Yep, right at the 9, I think.
So, yeah, right about the 9-yard line is where they're going to mark it. So not good field position. And that, again, that's nice. It's good that they executed that very well. I'm just not so sure that it's going to pay any especially big dividends.
Right, yeah. Now you see what the defense can do in their second time. See if continue to get them in 2nd and long, 3rd and long, and bring some pressure on 3rd and long and get off the field.
So we'll see. Titans defense was actually pretty strong that first possession, although they were helped out by a couple of penalties. It's a give up the middle, a big hole, and Barnett. That hole did close down in a pretty big hurry, but not before he picks up about 5. And so it'll be 2nd down. Let's call it 2nd down and 4 as they gave him the 15-yard line. 14, so 2nd and 5. Well, it would be ironic if, previous to that play, if they could have, forced him back and ended up with a safety, it would have been, like a mirror image of the first half. Give again up the middle, and this time it is Terrian with the carry, and he's going to get pretty close to a first down. I thought he got it.
Yep.
And, yeah, they are going to move the chains. Gave him all the way up to the 22. So 2 quick runs, and they move the chains, do the Eagles. Pistol formation working quickly. The give again, Terrian.
Titans weren't set there.
And he'll gain about 7. It'll be up to the 29, 2nd down and short from there. Clock running with 7 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Eagles 19, Titans 6. Pistol formation, Twins on the right. 1 man on the left as they look back toward the sideline and change formation slightly to make him an H-back. And they will give it that direction to Terrien. He only needed about 3. He was stopped after he got a couple. I think he's going to be shy of a first down by maybe a yard. Got to the 31. It'll be 3rd down and 1 from there. So the Titans have been able to come up with relatively big stops on short yardage situations earlier in this game.
See if they can do it again.
Actually got 5 down linemen as they give it to Terrien, but he's got a huge hole. 1st down and more as he got around the left side up to the 40-yard line. Falls forward to around the 41. It was a pickup of almost 10 yards on a 3rd down and 1.
Yeah, we had 3D linemen that were head up on the center and guard and the 2 guards, and there was nobody outside to stop an outside run, and that's exactly where Liberty North went.
Just past the halfway point of the 3rd quarter. 5:45 and counting here. As the Eagles moving down the field, started this drive at their own 9. They're now at the 41. And a give on the right side, Love. And he gets forced out of bounds as he got across the 45 to about the 47. First carry that I can recall anyway for Corey Love.
That's the first time you've called his name tonight, I think.
Yeah, I mentioned him, but only that they sometimes use him.
Yeah.
He's still in the game.
I think this might be a really run-heavy drive for the Eagles here.
Seems like it. On 2nd and 3, they give it to Love again up the middle, breaks the tackle. He's got a first down and a lot more as he comes down the inside, near sideline, gets forced out of bounds inside the 30, near the 25. I believe he's going to be about the 26. Good running that time, and that was a play that could have been potentially stopped at the line, but once he got through into the 2nd and 3rd level.
Yeah, D-line was right there for a stop, and no linebackers, no one to wrap up.
So into Titan territory, they ended up giving him to the 24 of Lee Summit West. 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Already leading in the game 19-6. Pistol formation, Twins on the left. And right up the middle for Love. He bounces it to the outside. Fosnow, and he was able to drag him down. Good job of hanging on to the arm, basically, of Love. Kept him from getting more than about 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, it looked like Love was stiff-arming him right in the face mask, and Fosnow hung on. Good tackle.
Yeah.
Set the edge and only held him 2 yards.
So this time they send the Twins out to the right side. 1 wing back on the left. Love behind Martin in the pistol formation. On 2nd and 8, back to throw Martin with time throws over the middle and incomplete. There was some, again, sort of miscommunication between Martin and his receivers. Both of them sort of stopped, and he threw it into the end zone.
Yeah, and then had the back judge pull his flag out, and then he put it right back away. I don't know what that was all about.
Potentially, I guess they might have thought it was intentional grounding, but I don't, because there weren't any receivers within 10 yards.
Yeah,
but
I don't know.
I don't think that would have been the right call either. 3rd down and 8. He did pick it up, or unless they were concerned about a hit or something. Love on the left side. He's going to get a first down as he got around left tackle. And once he did, there was really nobody that touched him until he got past the first down yard to gain. And inside the red zone to about the 12. 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Clock's running with 4:25 left to go in the quarter. Pistol again. They give it up the middle. This time it's Barnett. And he is hit and tackled as he gets to the 5. It'll be a pickup of 7, 2nd down and 3.
Just running power. That's all Liberty North has been doing this drive. Power right, power left.
Well, what's that old adage about football? If a play works, keep running it.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
So it is from the pistol again, Barnett. Oh, nice play once again by Woods, who caught him in the backfield. He did spin his way up to about the line of scrimmage, so we'll say a loss of a yard. And it'll be 3rd down and 4.
That was a great play by Woods. He just tossed the left guard out of his way and was right there to meet the running back in the hole.
Well, Terrell's probably been one of the few standouts today.
Yes, tonight for sure.
3rd down and 4. Will they try and run it again or maybe throw this time? Man in motion.
Sprint out.
And rolling out right side throwing, and it is Gibson makes the catch, but he's tackled shy of the goal line.
I think he's short of the 1st down as well.
Yeah, and like you said, he needed to get to about the 2.5, and he got to maybe the 4. Well, they gave him the 3 with forward progress, but he's still about a yard, half a yard shy. And they're going to send the field goal unit out, which is the smart thing to do here. I mean, you're up 19-6, so if you kick a field goal, that makes it a 3-score game.
Yep.
And certainly well within range, as this will be a 20-yard field goal. Renfro already kicked one from 23. Snap back, ball down, kick up, high, long, and it is good. 2:26 left to go here in this what do you call it, 3rd quarter. 22-6 is our score. We'll take a break, come back with the kickoff coming up after this on Titan Football, a presentation of Backport Sports, Beck Bros Productions, and 810varsity.com.
This isn't just any burger run. This is a burger run for Whataburger Sweet and Spicy Bacon Burger. 2 fresh all-beef patties with melty cheese, grilled onions, crispy bacon, and sweet and spicy pepper sauce. One for you, one for him, and one for your unofficial roommate, Brad. Always order an extra. You know, for Brad. The all-time favorite sweet and spicy bacon burger from Whataburger. Just like you like it.
We are back live at Titan Stadium here in Lee Summit, Missouri. Joel Becker along with Jake Johnson. Lee Summit West, Liberty North. Eagles on top of the Titans. 22-6 is our score with 2:26 to go in the 3rd quarter of play. Ball teed up on the 40-yard line, left hash. And the kick is high, deep, and coming down right at the goal line, but he did manage to keep it out. So this is Jackson Torrey trying to come up the far sideline. And he only gets to maybe the 16, so maybe should have just let it go into the end zone.
I think that was Sims, but yeah, either or.
And you're right, it was Sims.
Should have just let it go.
So the Titans.
I know you're trying to make a play, but.
Well, you never know. And, I mean, to his credit, he's got the longest play of the day for the Titans.
Right.
So you never know. But the problem is when you do something like that and you kind of get a late start because you were trying to keep it out. Plus, Tavion had to climb the ladder to get that in the first place.
Right.
He is comparatively a little diminutive compared to some of the other players out there, so had to go up a little higher than they would have.
Yep.
So we'll see what the Titans can do here on offense, now trailing 22-6. So pistol formation, twins on either side, and it is a give right side, and I think that's Jackson Torrey. Or no, it's Quincy. And no gain on the play, 2nd down and 10. So we're down to 2 minutes left to go in the quarter. I guess technically it is still a 2-score game, isn't it?
Touchdown and two touchdowns,
yeah,
two point conversions. Hit the wheel.
And there's a throw down the near sideline. Open but overthrown. Tavion Sims. And he would have had to have been about 12 feet tall to have a shot at catching that one. Unfortunately, he was open, but Caden overthrew him a bit.
Just sailed on Caden. He didn't.
Now, the wind, the flags aren't really blowing that much, but there is a wind, and it's kind of tough to judge a lot of times, I think, tonight. Both quarterbacks have been having trouble on their deep balls, especially. Man in motion, throwing again over the middle, and again Sims is open, and again he overthrows him. this time by about 3 or 4 yards.
That was the same play they scored the touchdown on.
Yeah, and it was there. All he had to do was put it in a position where Tavion could actually run under it. And while he is fast, he wasn't that fast.
No, that's 2 good looks on 2nd and 3rd down and got a punt. Man, that's
So, yep. So after poor field position to start, Owen Walker standing back at his own 2. And steps into it. They got kind of close, but he did get it away. And again, a short punt that does end up taking a Titan bounce and then an Eagle bounce right at midfield is where they will put it to rest. Down at the midfield stripe, just a hair into Titan territory. 1:27 to go, 3rd quarter. Eagles get the ball back with great field position.
once again, yeah. I mean, when you're only having to go 50 yards, they just showed on the last drive they can go 90, 91 yards and score. A lot easier just to go from midfield.
So we had a steady dose of runs in the last drive, which I imagine we'll see again. Barnett on the give. He's hitting the backfield. Made the mistake of stopping to try and get his bearings, and that allowed the Titans penetration and a good job on the play.
We don't have a 59.
Yeah, I don't know who that is that's wearing 59. It's Putnam. Switched from 9 to 59.
Okay.
So there you go, and did a good job there. 2nd down and 12 after the 2-yard loss. And play action. Rolling is Martin. He gets a rush. He throws. And at far side, it's caught. And breaking a tackle and getting a first down is Hall, who made a good catch but made a lot better yards after the catch.
Yeah, was that Fosnow or Grauberger who had him 5 yards down the field and just couldn't bring him down?
Well, that's the thing about this Eagles team is that they just have so much size, and especially the skill positions.
Everywhere,
I mean, obviously the line does, but that is what it is. But every receiver they have seems like he's 6'6". It's an exaggeration, but they seemed big. Big hit on that play. Tarian with the carry up the middle, but he gains about 3, 2nd down and 7.
Coleman came flying down. I think that hurt him just as much as it hurt the running back.
That'll be the last play of the 3rd quarter of play. Only scoring in the quarter came for the Eagles. They lead it 22-6. 12 minutes of football left to go here in this one. We'll see if the Titans can make a stand and do something or not. 4th quarter on the other side, right here on Titan Football, a presentation of Backport Sports, Beck Bros Productions, and 810varsity.com.
High school sports fans, check this out. 810varsity.com now brings live video game casts for more than 25 KC Metro schools all season long. Now you can watch and listen to the games live on your computer, iPad, or phone. Park Hill South, Miege, Aquinas, the Olathe and Blue Valley schools, and the list goes on and on. Plus, live scores, playoff brackets, rankings, and more. Get all the games live at 810varsity.com.
Looking back out to Titan Stadium, Joel Becker along with Jake Johnson. Lee Summit West, Liberty North. Eagles on top of the Titans 22-6 as we get started in the 4th quarter. Eagles with the ball on the Titan 37. They need the 30, so it's 2nd down and 7 as we get started here in the 4th quarter. They've got trips in a bunch on the right side and a pistol formation. And it is a give right up the middle, Tarian, and he spun around but was
Don't throw him down.
stopped.
Throw him down.
And a good job there by the 2 linebackers, Grauberger and Coleman. And he was basically stopped for no gain, 3rd and 7.
Glad there was no penalty thrown there for like an unnecessary roughness.
What I was surprised about is why we didn't hear the whistles blowing a lot earlier than that, because it clearly had stopped his forward progress way before that. Why do they allow the play to go on? I don't know. that would have compounded it worse if it would have ended
Right.
up in a penalty situation.
Quads.
Empty backfield, 4 on the right, 1 on the left. Martin, they go after him. They're going to toss near side, and it is Ross. He makes the catch. Did he stay in bounds? Yes, he did. First down at the 16. Looks like they may give him, the 16-yard line.
That was a heck of an adjustment by Ross. Had him beat, then he had to start to backpedal because the ball was overthrown. Amari Perkins was in pretty good coverage.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Eagles in the red zone. On the 16-yard line, pistol formation. They've got those twins on either side in a stack formation to give up the middle love, and he doesn't have really anywhere to go. The one area that the Titans have generally been pretty stout has been between the guards.
Yep.
On most occasions in this game.
They've been good at that all year.
Yeah. But there have been a lot of things they've been good at all year
Yep.
that they haven't been so good at today.
Right.
Same that stack on both sides. Back to throw Martin over the middle, and it is caught. Touchdown. I believe that's Smith. Yep, it is. Is that his 3rd touchdown catch? I know it's 3rd. Yeah, 3rd touchdown catch of the day for Keelan Smith. Right over the middle, skinny post. And it's 28-6 with the extra point to come.
Man, that was a great throw. He fit that in between the corner and the safety. Torrey was right there. Jackson to make a play, and ball had some zip on it.
Extra point is good. 10:36 left to go regulation time. The Eagles extend their lead a little bit further. It's definitely a 3-score game now. 29-6 our score. We'll take a break, come back with the kickoff right after this on Titan Football, a presentation of Backport Sports, Beck Bros Productions, and 810varsity.com.
At Price Chopper, we're always chopping prices. We're here before the sun comes up until long after it goes down, working hard to keep prices low for your family. From the cashiers at the front of the store to our teammates in the back, throughout every department, we're all dedicated to bringing you your favorite food at prices you love. For freshness, selection, and low prices, Kansas City knows. Price Chopper.
Welcome back out to Titan Stadium. Joel Becker, Jake Johnson, as the Lee Summit West Titans trailing the Liberty North Eagles 29-6 our score with 10.5 minutes left to go in regulation time. So this is a Titans team, as they're set to kick this off, left hash mark 40-yard line, that last week gave the number 1 team in the city everything they could handle, ending up losing but 28-21. This will be a touchback on the kick. So here's the question. Obviously, this Eagles team is, pretty much manhandling the Titans today.
Yep.
This game is not anywhere in the same ballpark as last week's game. But is that a situation where it just so happens that the Titans match up better with the Broncos than they do with the Eagles? Because the Broncos beat the Eagles earlier. That doesn't necessarily mean anything, but they are the top-ranked team, and Liberty North is second-ranked. So you would think that if the Titans could keep up with the Broncos, they ought to be able to keep up with the Eagles.
Yeah.
And they haven't today.
Yeah, I think.
But the question becomes, is it because they just happen to match up better with the Broncos, or is it because the Broncos are a cross-district rival and there was more emotion into it than there is in this game? And we'll talk about that after this play. As Carter back to throw, he'll let one go on the near side. Wooldridge, and it is knocked away. A good defensive play on the coverage as they were pretty much stride for stride on the way down the field. And that was Goss on the coverage, I do believe, and it goes incomplete, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, I think you can answer yes to both of those questions. I think part of it, going to play crosstown rival and give it everything you can there, and then you turn around, now you're playing Liberty North. I think you can answer yes to both of those questions.
So on the second down play, a draw play, and Quincy Torrey, not much there. Good penetration yet again. You've got Jensen and Ivy up front, along with Jay Ross for the Eagles, and both of them have spent an awful lot of time in the Titans' backfield today.
And I think that's probably the biggest difference is this offensive line and defensive line that Liberty North has compared to what every other defensive line and offensive line we've seen throughout the year. I mean,
yeah, but it's not like the Broncos don't have a good line. You know?
Yeah.
They certainly do. Back to throw is Carter on third down. He's getting a rush. He'll elude one man, rolls out to his right, pulls the ball down, gets hit from behind, got back up to the 20, but he will be well shy of a first down.
That was a lot of running for just 4 yards.
He was running for his life for half of it.
Yeah, I give him credit for making something out of nothing there. So.
They gave him the 21. It'll be fourth down at about 9, so the punting unit comes in. Clock running with 9:23 left to go in regulation time.
Oh, let's kick the ball before they get set. Man.
I don't think it matters.
Just no urgency.
Plus, we didn't have our set up either.
We had
a low snap, and the kick is going to be very, very short. And it takes an Eagle bounce. It was down at about the 34. So that was a low snap. He fielded it, but had a hard time with it, and so he rushed. Interestingly, they weren't coming after him.
No.
So he actually had time. If he had realized it or somebody had yelled back to him or something like that, he really could have stepped into it, but he didn't. He just got it away and kicked about a 20-yard punt, not even. 13 yards, yeah. So great field position for the Eagles. Already up 29-6 with under 9 minutes left to go in regulation time. And part of it also, I think, is, the Titans knew they're looking at a bye next week. They knew they're going to be playing the, Rockhurst, whether it's here or there. It's Love on this carry. On the first down carry, gets inside the 30 down to the 29. So, the other thing, too, although, again, from the Eagles' standpoint, this game doesn't really mean much to them either as far as playoff seeding or anything like that. They've already got the top seed in their district. They're, two games ahead of anybody who's near them.
Yeah, but I think if you're Coach Horn, you really wanted to come out and see how you respond after a loss, and I'm sure this is not the response he wanted to see from his team.
Second down and 5. Pistol formation again. Love behind Martin. They've got twins on the right side. And a give. Right side. Love was able to get around one man, but then did a good job catching him from behind there. And then a late flag.
I think it's going to be on Liberty North for a little blocking after the whistle.
So let's get.
Which will be a dead ball foul and make it 3rd and long.
We'll see what it is. So personal foul against the Eagles. As you said, a late block, I would imagine.
I think it was Vinny Thomason who was out there on a receiver.
They keep pointing toward the Titans for some reason. It seems like the officials were confused as to what was going on. I don't mean the white hat, but the other ones. But finally they turn him around, and he's going the other direction. And the ball's going to go all the way back to the 41.
I wonder if they were trying to get a Titan to confirm that they wanted to accept the penalty or not.
Well, I mean,
which I still don't understand why we ask
ridiculous.
that question all the time to.
So it'll set up a 3rd and 18. I think what they were trying to, it's not like a spot foul or anything like that. So they couldn't have been determining that. It does stay 3rd down, though. So 3rd and 18. Back to throw Martin. He's got time. Now he's got a rush coming. He sidesteps one man. Now he tosses to the near side. It's Love. Makes the catch down inside the 25, 20, 15, 10, 5.
Did he step out?
I can't tell, unfortunately. It's in the end zone. They rule a touchdown. Touchdown, Liberty. I'm sorry about being late on it. Unfortunately, there's a big wall in my way, and I can't see anything over there. So he managed to scoot his way inside You probably could see it better than I could.
I was just waiting to see.
I don't mean you, Jake. I mean the
3.
people that were watching at home could probably see it better than I could because they have a camera and I don't. But it ends up as a 6 points for the Eagles, who now lead at 35-6, with the extra point coming up. And that extra point is good. 7:29 left to go regulation time. A 30-point lead for Liberty North. We'll take a break, come back with the kickoff right after this on Titan Football, a presentation of Backport Sports, Beck Bros Productions, and 810varsity.com. Welcome back out to Titan Stadium. Joel Becker and Jake Johnson. Lee Summit West, Liberty North. Eagles on top of the Titans. 36-6 our score with 7.5 minutes left to go in regulation time. Ball teed up on the 40-yard line, just a little off the left hash mark for this kickoff. It was a pretty good play there by Martin and Love. Another one that rolls, and this time it does go out of bounds. And so the Titans will have good field position for a change. But, you know, here's just a weird take on things. You almost have to wonder what would have happened in this game if Liberty North would have just scored on that first possession.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, so, I mean, here's a game, you know, here we are now in the fourth quarter, but at the very beginning, opening drive, the Eagles drive down the field, and the Titans defense comes up really big and manages to get a stop on the 2-yard line, and they take over 1st and 10 on their own 2. Unfortunately, though, I don't think they were quite prepared for just how impressive this Liberty North defensive line was. They end up getting stopped for a loss and then stopped for another loss and ended up giving up a safety. And on the first down play, the little Statue of Liberty, Quincy Torrey, makes a nice adjustment because he was going to run into some traffic and cuts it inside up the middle that was intended to go to the left, but he cuts it up in the middle and gets out to the 42 and a pickup of 7. So anyway, so they end up with a safety and then kick the ball away and give up a touchdown. So they end up being down, instead of down 7-0, they eventually were down 9-0. But it was more than just the number of points that they gave up.
Good stuff.
Nice play there by Torrey again as he rolls down the inside the near side, I should say, sideline. Ended up stepping out of bounds at the 46 of Liberty North. But anyway, so it's not that the extra 2 points. What it is the emotional take of the giving up of the safety and having the momentum swing the other way.
And it was a swing immediately.
Yeah, it was obvious. And on play action, back to throw, and Carter down the middle. It is caught. Sims into the end zone. Touchdown. Touchdown, Titans. Tavian Sims, second time, as he was able to get multiple yards. It was the same play that scored them the touchdown on a 73-yarder earlier. And the Titans, with one of their few big plays in this game, that one's from 46 yards out. The earlier one was 75. So 2 passes and 120 yards or so.
Going for 2.
It looks like they're gonna, might as well. 36-12 is our score, trying to make it 36-14. Carter in the pistol. He'll roll out to the left side, being chased, throw in, and far side. Oh boy, it was a push. He caught it. It looked like Jackson Torrey, but I think he was out of bounds when he caught it, but he was clearly pushed from behind, and no flag and no nothing. So apparently the Titans aren't the only ones that checked out of this game.
Well, you didn't even have a referee on the goal line right there. He went to the underneath the uprights.
Well, who did you need to be able to see somebody push somebody from?
I know, because that would have been right in front of him.
Yeah, but you didn't need to be there to see that. Everybody, I could see it from 130 feet away here.
I know, but I don't know.
So the 2-point conversion on success is going to make a whole lot of difference, but 36-12 is now the score.
Yeah, because he could have made the call. Was he inbounds? I mean,
who knows? I don't think he actually crossed the end zone anyway, so I think if he caught it,
been short.
Yeah, he would have been short. But obviously pass interference, they would have had another try at it from closer in. So it's amazing. It was pass interference when the ball was tipped, and somehow or another that wasn't pass interference when somebody was shoved in the back. I mean, it was, like I said, there's sometimes contact or whatever, and sometimes you'll let things go. But that one was so...
It was pretty obvious.
Yeah, it was so... to the point where, and I don't mean just the shot, I mean the fact that it changed his speed to the point where he couldn't make the catch anymore.
Yeah.
So it had an obvious effect on the play. I mean, he didn't make the catch. What I mean is he couldn't make the catch and stay in bounds and get into the end zone. It was a squib, potential onside kick that was fielded and taken down. 39-yard line is where the Eagles will take over, leading at 36-12, 6:43 left to go in regulation time. So anyway, getting back to what we were talking about just before. So if Liberty just runs down and scores, and they get the 7 points and the Titans get the ball, but instead of on the 2, they get it on the 20 or somewhere like that.
Yeah.
Who knows what ends up happening?
What
do they start
difference?
trading touchdowns? Was their offense, stay on track, instead of, when you get knocked back for a safety, that's going to be bad for your confidence. It's going to be bad for your momentum.
Yeah, it's a little demoralizing to start the game like that.
Give is to Barnett. He was stopped in the backfield, and Coleman steps up to help it out, and that's going to be a bit of a loss. We have a flag or what? They stopped the clock.
I think Coach Horn took a timeout.
Yeah, maybe they did. Yeah, the Titans do take a timeout here with 6:34 left to go in regulation time. I don't know if he's, doing some calculations or something.
I'm not sure.
Figuring they're
just
24 points down.
Just build on some positivity here. Maybe get another stop and your offense can go back out and put another score on the board. Just build off of this and kind of wipe the slate clean.
It's a loss of 1 on the play. So 2nd down and 11. So I don't know, to be quite honest, in the high school level, whether it's, really all that important. Maybe you can speak to this a little more, Jake, because, you've been there, going on the road to play Rockhurst or playing them here.
We never, let's see, in my 4 years playing, we never got to play Rockhurst.
I don't mean specifically Rockhurst.
Oh, okay.
I just meant the general idea of playing a playoff game at home or on the road. Nice hole that time for Barnett as he goes off right tackle across the 45 to about the 46. It'll be a pickup of 7. It'll set up a 3rd down and 4.
I mean, it's always nice to have your home crowd behind you for a playoff game. I think everybody kind of turns it up one notch more, and even from your crowd, they get a little louder and helps out the defense.
I mean, because that was really what was on the line tonight more than anything else for the Titans is where they're going to play.
Home or away, you're right.
Yeah. Pistol formation. Let's call it 3rd and 3 from the 46. They need the 49. So that was really a gain of 8
luckily,
on that last play.
Luckily, Rockhurst ain't too far down the road. I'm sure we'll have a pretty good turnout.
I was going to say, for a playoff game, you would hope. Barnett will get the 1st down as he goes off right tackle again. They'll stop the clock to move the chains, but get it going again with just under 5:40 left to go in regulation time.
A lot nicer to play locally than have to travel down to Ozark, Missouri, or Jeff City, Helias. Like those were some treks.
Yep.
Nixa,
Camdenton,
Springfield, those were treks. Especially some of those were like on a Monday or a Wednesday night.
Yeah, Kickapoo over in Springfield. 1st and 10, still in the pistol. And it'll be a give off right tackle. This time the Titans are there waiting for Barnett. And they'll push him back.
Another timeout.
And the Titans will take another timeout. So twice on 1st down, they end up with a 1-yard loss and call a timeout.
I mean, you want to take something positive from here. I mean, a defense can get another stop and get the offense back on the field. I think anything you can do to take some positive from this game is what Coach Horn wants right now.
So Rockhurst was in Oklahoma City, and take a quick look if we can see whether or what they. What their situation is. I don't actually know because, it's so, well, that's an old score. Let me see if I get an update here. Blue Springs is beating Ray-Pec 24-17.
Still says 13-0.
Yeah, and it says FFT, and I still don't know what that means. So, 2nd down 11 after the timeout. Pistol formation, trips on the left time this time, and they give it, and I think this is Love this time, not Barnett. I'll see when he gets up. No, it was Barnett, I'm sorry, and it is a gain of about 4 or 5. They'll give him to the 44 of the Titans, and the Titans will burn their last timeout with 4:52 left to go. Well, you can't say that at least the coaching staff of the Titans are still making every effort.
Yeah, they're in it. And I've been watching this Titans sideline. They seem pretty flat, but the coaching staff is doing everything they can to kind of rile them up and get them going.
So I don't know. Like I said, I think you're probably right that it's a combination of both of them in terms of how to explain what happened last week and what's happening this week. But I think in a way they kind of...
And I don't think they've responded the way Coach Horn thought they would either. I think
to their first loss of the year?
Yes. And I was always kind of interested to see how they would respond, and I don't think this is what anybody thought.
3rd and 6. And a give. This time it is Love. And right up the middle, he should be short of a 1st down by about a yard. I would imagine they're going to just go for it here. And I apologize, that was not Love, that was Terrian. And they are bringing the punting unit in. They did do a fake punt earlier. By the way, that's another thing, that this game has had a bunch of momentum swings.
Yeah.
Because we had the safety we mentioned, and then, of course, they drove down and scored a touchdown, and that was big. But the Titans did respond to that by with a 75-yard touchdown pass. Yeah. So they could have taken back the momentum. But then they also, they had a fake punt. There were a lot of different swings in the momentum. They do kick this away. I have to say, I'm actually a little surprised at that as it goes into the end zone for a touchback. Yeah. If I were the Eagles, I would have just gone for it there. I mean, again, you just run it up the middle, and first of all, the likelihood is you probably get it on 4th and 1. And but even if you didn't, so what?
And you're taking
you take more time
off.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
Well, let's see if the offense can continue what they did with that last drive and build off that and let Caden Carter rip it down the field a little bit.
Well, you never know. 4:02, 36-12.
I mean, both their touchdowns have been big plays. Why can't we?
It's technically a 3-score game because it's 24 points, which is 3 times 8.
Yeah.
So, touchdown, onside kick, touchdown, onside kick.
Gonna have to go to your 4th and 5th best 2-point conversion for that.
Well. You never know. Maybe they'll actually call some, as it looks like we're going to get a...
No, it wasn't delay a game.
No, I was thinking it was either a false start or a timeout by... It's going to be a false start. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Probably a snap infraction because it came from the umpire.
Yeah. So that'll cost them 5 yards. 1st and 15 from their own 15. Well, I suppose the one thing you can say is that the Titans really didn't exactly hurt themselves terribly in the game for, like, penalties. That was one aspect that they didn't have too much trouble with. Toss, sweep, and nowhere to go. About 4 yards on the loss. I believe that's Tavian Sims.
Man.
And it was Sims on the carry, but it's going to take him back to the 6. And it'll set up a second down and a ton. 2nd and 24 from there. So it was, I think there was actually a direct snap, as it turned out, to Quincy Torrey, who runs up the middle. And they'll mark him down at the 13. It'll be a pickup of 7, but it'll still be 3rd down and just a little inside 20, so maybe 3rd and 17 or so. Clock moving, 3 minutes left to go. Empty backfield at the moment anyway for Carter. Now Torrey in motion. They fake to him, back to throw. Carter steps up, he's hit, and he is sacked back at the 5-yard line. That was Jensen who had the penetration, although that was as much a coverage sack as anything, and the punting unit comes out.
Don't think that's the drive that Coach Horn wanted to see from his offense.
Yeah, they didn't exactly build on the previous drive, did they?
Nope.
So no timeouts left for the Titans. Clock running with 2:25 to go. And a line drive kick will take a Titan bounce, but it's fielded on the bounce and heading up the near sideline. And nice return. It's always dangerous when you're trying to field a ball off the bounce, but he ended up doing a pretty good job of it. And great field position for the Eagles. That was, I believe that's Cole Young. They have 2 number 2s, but I'm going to guess that that's who that was. A couple of good returns for him in this game.
I think you can almost, if Liberty North wanted to, just kneel it down, be like 14 seconds left, but
yeah.
See what I imagine if they try to go score.
I don't think that they're necessarily going to try and score. I think they're going to try and get a first down. If they end up scoring, then they will, but if they get a first down, then they can kneel it out. So pistol formation to start things off. It is Terrian in the backfield. He gets the call, and he's got a huge hole off a right tackle. They do get him down inside the 10 to about the 9. Foz now a little bit slow in getting up, but it seems like he'll be able to head back across.
Probably just exhausted.
2nd down and 2. Foz now is going to come out for at least one play. So it'll be 2nd down and 2, ball on the 9-yard line. So once again, it is a give. Terrian gets inside the 5, into the end zone, touchdown. Touchdown Eagles. Like I said, I don't know that they necessarily were trying to score per se, but you can't really tell a kid not to waltz into the end zone when they give it to you like that.
Yep.
So he was able to bounce off a tackle or two. 42-12 with an extra point still to come. So 1:25 showing on the clock here in regulation time. Eagles short
not even
one lineman, but they bring him out.
Not even running the play clock.
No, they weren't. I don't know why. Snap back, ball down, kick up, high, long, and it is good. So a 31-point lead for the Eagles with 1:25 left to go. We'll step aside and then have the kickoff coming up after this on Titan Football, a presentation of Backport Sports, Beck Bros Productions, and 810varsity.com. Welcome back out to Titan Stadium. Joel Becker, Jake Johnson, as the Lee Summit West Titans look to be set to suffer their second loss in the season. Unfortunately, it's the last 2 games. A lot of people would have predicted that to go into it. But, to be quite honest, the good news is they're going to have a week off to prepare to play Rockhurst. Presumably it will be at Rockhurst, but we don't know that for a fact yet. And the kick will get returned up the near sideline. Smith trying to get around him. The pursuit going to the left side, and he's hitting tackle about the 10-yard line. So can't really blame Tavion.
No. Make a play.
Yeah. And so, again, what's the difference if they start on the 10 or the 20-yard line at this point?
Yep.
A minute 16 left to go. I assume that the Titans will run plays here and not just kneel, but they could.
It'll be very similar, just some run plays probably.
I would think. So, like I said, it's always good if you can to go into the playoffs on a positive streak or moving forward. But I guess one good thing about just getting blown out in a game is that it's a lot easier to forget that. Maybe you can speak better to it than I could. Yeah. Carter back to throw. He will throw on the far side into triple coverage. It was almost intercepted, but incomplete.
That was Edwards. Dawson's in.
Yeah, Dawson's in to play quarterback here for this last little segment. So why not let him air a couple out? Although that was not the smartest choice in terms of targeting. Anyway, like I said, big blowouts like this, you can put that. It's a lot easier to put that behind you, honestly, than it is, like, for example, last week's loss. That's a tougher loss. And maybe that does have something to do with how they played today. Running play on the left side. He got back to the 10, but nothing else, so it'll be 3rd down, and we're inside a minute now.
I know it's a different sport, but we've seen it in the baseball playoffs, the LCSs. We've seen blowout victories, back-to-back games, and then we switch venues, and now the series are all tied 2-2, and that's, See, I think what you said, it's a lot easier to just wash away a blowout loss than it is to, you can kind of hang on that, hey, we were right there, just 1 play, 2 play here. It's, hey, we'll watch film, we'll get better, and move on.
Edwards keeps it himself on the 3rd down play, and that's going to pretty much do it. We're down inside 20 seconds. Titans can't stop it, and there's no point to on 4th down here. So there's no point in rushing up to the line. Nope. So they're just going to let the clock run out. We're down to 7 seconds left. And the Liberty North Eagles hand the Lee Summit West Titans their 2nd loss of the season. 43-12, the final score. 31-point win for the Eagles. And so both of these teams will head into the playoffs. They're in different districts, so the only way that they end up playing each other, I want to say it will be in the state semifinals. It's quarters or semis, but I think it's the semis.
Yeah, I think semis. I don't know how the brackets pan out this year. Yeah. I know last year Liberty North had to go to the east side of the state for the semis. So
they haven't filled the brackets in on the Misha website, so I really don't know how that all goes. But I do know that, like I said, both of these teams will have the week off next week, and then the Titans will play against Rockhurst, and like I said, we think it'll probably be at Rockhurst, but we don't know that for a fact yet. We don't really know what happened in the Rockhurst games for sure, but even before the weirdo system they have in Missouri with the points, I have no idea what they're going to end up earning for beating a team in Oklahoma City.
Yeah, I have no idea how points work.
If they do end up winning, So anyway, in the meantime, that's again a pretty convincing win for the Eagles, and they definitely are putting their stamp in terms of being one of the top 2 teams in the league. I don't know if this will convince any voters that because the Broncos had more trouble with the Titans than they did, that somehow or another that makes them better. But because they did, obviously, like we said, they did lose to the Broncos earlier in the season, but that was early in the season. So
week 1.
Yeah. So you never know. I think the only thing is that the Broncos. The funny thing is I haven't checked the score. They were losing earlier to Park Hill. It's a meaningless game for them.
The last time I saw it was 14-14.
Right, and so, but if they, I'm assuming they're going to probably end up coming back and winning this game, even if they don't have their starters in.
28-14 North.
So North is leading at the moment. I don't think the game's over quite yet. But even if it's now 28-14 with a minute left to go, so I think it's pretty safe to say that the Broncos are going to be undefeated. So it's really going to be tough for any poll voters to put the Eagles ahead of the Broncos. But I think that they've at least put a stamp down saying, look at how good we are.
Yeah, watching the Lee Summit North play last week against the Titans and watching Liberty North play tonight, I think there is a distinct difference on.
Well, certainly the way they match up with the Titans.
For sure.
But, again, I don't know how much of that is emotion and so on. We need to take a quick break. We'll come back post-game. We've got some post-game numbers. I don't know if we're going to bother with a player of the game and a look ahead to next week because there is no game next week, but we'll have our post-game festivities when we come back here on Titan Football, a presentation of Backport Sports, Beck Bros Productions, and 810varsity.com.
At Price Chopper, we're always chopping prices. We're here before the sun comes up until long after it goes down, working hard to keep prices low for your family. From the cashiers at the front of the store to our teammates in the back, throughout every department, we're all dedicated to bringing you your favorite food at prices you love. For freshness, selection, and low prices, Kansas City knows. Price Chopper.
This isn't just any burger run. This is a burger run for Whataburger Sweet and Spicy Bacon Burger. 2 fresh all-beef patties with melty cheese, grilled onions, crispy bacon, and sweet and spicy pepper sauce. One for you, one for him, and one for your unofficial roommate, Brad. Always order an extra. You know, for Brad. The all-time favorite sweet and spicy bacon burger from Whataburger. Just like you like it.
Welcome back out to Titan Stadium. Joel Becker along with Jake Johnson, Lee Summit West and Liberty North. The Eagles beating the Titans tonight 43-12. The final score, pretty good shellacking to finish off the regular season for the Titans. We're trying to figure out if there's a very good possibility. Like I said, there's a possibility that the Titans might still end up with a home game in the first round against the Rockhurst Hawklets. We think that the Hawklets game in Oklahoma City ended up being a forfeit for some reason. That's what FFT stands for. And if that's the case, and I was looking earlier, when I was preparing for the game, I went to the Misha website to see, what the situation was. And when I was looking up the seeding, it showed them at 8-1. And, again, the point totals, I don't know if they added this week's points. The record was updated. 8-1 because that's where we were at 7-1. Now we're 7-2. But the thing is that it's not what your record is; it's what your points are.
Total.
And the Titans' point total is actually higher than Rockhurst. And I don't know. Again, Rockhurst has played more than one game outside of Missouri. They played Bentonville, Arkansas earlier in the
2 Kansas schools.
Yeah. And right. So, and I don't have any idea how any of that stuff works as far as Misha and stuff like that. So. I have no idea. It could be a home game for Rockhurst. It could be a home game for Lee Summit West. But either way, it's not going to be next week. It's going to be the week after. So this Titan team is going to have a little time to put this behind them and get themselves geared up for the playoffs. And as I mentioned, the Hawklets are 8-1.
Yeah.
So it's not like they're a pushover, regardless. They are going to be probably the third best team we've played all year when we play them.
Yeah,
no matter where it is.
It's what we've all talked about. It's kind of the gauntlet now, where Lee Summit North, Liberty North, Rockhurst, and then if you beat Rockhurst, now
then
you're right back at Lee Summit North.
Yeah, you get to go to Lee Summit North and try and play them again. So we'll see. Do we have the end of the game numbers here? Waiting for that to be handed to Jake so that he can tell you. Boy, the good old days when all this stuff was on a
Written
piece
on
of
paper
it was given to Bill Warner on a legal pad.
A little SID handing out papers ever.
There you go.
I mean, it's definitely not the best night that we've seen from the Titans, especially offensively. 27 rushes, 58 yards total.
At least it's positive.
It is. It is, yeah.
Because earlier in the
we
game.
We were negative, 17, I think,
Yeah, that was at
one
one point we were talking about that.
Seven completions for 170 yards passing, and we saw the two big plays from Tavion Sims. I mean, I guess if we want to give one player the.
Oh yeah, well he and really Woods would be the.
Yeah.
Two standouts clearly.
I think those are. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good option to choose. We called Woods out a lot, and he's been. Is Liberty North taking pictures celebrating a conference championship out on our
maybe.
field?
I don't know.
Let's see what else. What other stats do we got here? I think something that Coach Horn can take positive is the limit of penalties tonight. I know we've harped on it all season, and the penalties have been backbreakers. And tonight we didn't have really any penalties. I know it's kind of hard to see that in a blowout, but only 5 penalties tonight, and the yardage was very minimal. It was 23 yards. So I think that's one of the few positives that Coach Horn can take away from tonight. Turnovers, we had 1 fumble. I know that was one of those. I think that's probably the backbreaker, the part that ended that kind of shot the Titans all the way down was right before halftime. We're driving, and I think we all can say it was a questionable call. We saw Caden ball on top, and Liberty North defender jumps on top of him, ball squirts out. I know we all agree up here that he was definitely had possession of the ball and was down.
Right. Again, because of the way in high school, if you are down and you have possession, you can't then lose it. At that point, the play's already over. And then there were, a couple of pass interference calls, one that was made, one that wasn't, that just seemed a little odd.
Yeah, and during halftime, I even tried to look up the rule, and I couldn't find anything.
Yeah.
So.
But anyway, but at the same time, 43-12, this is by far the worst game that they have played this year.
For sure.
Last week they lost, but
they were in it.
Yeah, they were absolutely in it. It could have gone either way. You could even make the argument that, in that game, a call here and there, would have changed the outcome of the game potentially. And that could have happened. It is also true, as we said, football's a game of momentum, and it could definitely, if the right call at the right time had happened, anything can go. But this was definitely the first game of the season where the Titans looked overmatched.
They did. And the thing is, though, going back to what you said, where what if just Liberty North scores a touchdown, or how different of the game it is if they don't convert on that fake punt on the first drive. And, granted, we did stop them down inside the 2-yard line. But
but if instead of stopping him at the 2, we stopped him at the 30, that's different.
Yeah.
Or even if that, the first play from the 2 was a play of positive yards, but it was only about a yard or 2. Let's just say, for the sake of argument, they gained 9 yards on that play and are not in danger of a safety. And so they get the stop, but they don't get the backbreaker of giving up a safety.
Yeah, and they don't. And if
who
they
knows?
just end up punting the ball away down there, awesome. But, so.
But you never know. It could have happened. It could have ended up the same anyway.
Yeah, right. So
and again, there's no way to know, for sure what was going through the heads of the players in this game, because like we said, they looked like a flat team. But was that because, the Eagles were just a very good team, or was it because they blew their emotional wad against the Broncos last week, and when they're playing in their own in-district rivals, and didn't really have a whole lot of emotion? It could even have been something as simple as, it was senior night and they just, got distracted about, other things that are going on.
Plenty of stuff to talk about right there. Yeah, I think the biggest one is probably going to look back. They went to Lee Summit North last week, played their butts off, lose 28-21 to the number 1 team in the state, number 1 team in the city, and to be right there, and then to come back and try to find that emotional fire again for another big game. I mean, I think Liberty North tonight showed that they have a very good opportunity to go win a state championship.
Oh, no question. I mean, I have not changed my opinion at all since the very beginning of the season, which is that
the two best teams.
Yeah, is that the two North teams, Liberty and Lee Summit North, are eventually going to end up playing to see who goes to to play whoever's best in St. Louis.
Right, and if the brackets work out like they did last year, I mean, it could have been Lee Summit North, Liberty North in the state championship because Liberty North had to go to CBC in the semis.
I have no idea how that works. And I still don't know for a fact what the story is in 2 weeks. Like we said, we know we're off next week for the play-in game, which is, again, also a weird thing. But if I had to guess, I think we're going to Rockhurst. It doesn't seem to me. So, yeah, it looks like they have updated it at this point, and they have Rockhurst in the 2 slot and Lee Summit.
So why did we lose points, though? Because we had 42 points, and now we're down to 39. Is that because of this score?
Yes, must be because of the loss.
Wow.
Yeah. And like I said, I if that wasn't the case, that would have been kind of stupid, to be quite honest. Although, like I said, I don't know what all the Missouri has weirdo rules. I mean, this is the same, Misha is the same group where there was a situation where a team that is 3-7 could be ahead of a team that's 5-4.
Yeah.
I mean, we actually had that situation because of that head-to-head flip around.
Yep.
So who knows how they decide to do stuff like that? But in this situation, you could also make that observation as well, which is here we have a team that is literally 7-2 on the season and has to play on the road in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah.
How ridiculous is that?
Yeah,
I mean, you were talking about back in the day when you were playing, we had those 4-team districts, and you played them in games, 8, 9, and 10.
Yes.
So you had your 7 games that didn't mean anything,
Yep.
and then you played the only 3 games that made any difference at all. So you could be 0-7
Like
and
our
end up
first
making
year.
in playoffs, which we did, yes, in our first year. And but in this situation, and then again, then if you end up there was that time period where only the one team from each district would go, but there was the time period where 2 teams did.
Yep.
Which means that if you won your district, so if you were a 7-2 team, there's a pretty good chance you were going to have won your district.
Right.
And in that scenario, there was almost never going to be a situation where you would end up on the road.
No.
And even if you were, well, I guess there were times where if you were 7-2 and had lost your district, that did happen even in Class 6. If you remember, there was a while where Blue Springs South, and Rockhurst were all in the same district.
Yeah.
And so one of those teams didn't even go to the playoffs,
Yeah.
despite the fact that you had 3 teams that were among the top 5 in the state,
yeah.
and one of them didn't even make the
Right.
playoffs. So, again, all these different scenarios that Misha has come up with over the years have managed to be stupid in one way or another, depending on the way you look at it,
Yep.
or what your specific circumstances is. So you never really know. But, yeah, I would have assumed even now we know it for what seems to be a fact, but I would have been really surprised if that wasn't the case going into it. So,
Same.
So we'll head on over to Rockhurst. I'm trying to remember. We did play them in the playoffs on the road a few years
ago. Yeah.
It's been several. I'm thinking at least 5.
Yeah, and I think it was like a 14-7 game. It was a really close game, and I think just Rockhurst kind of squeaked out at the end.
So, and this is one of those years where we don't really – it's almost reminiscent of one of the years where we ended up having to go down south for a playoff game where that team had a record, but we really didn't know how good they were because they didn't have a whole lot of common opponents.
Right.
And same with Rockhurst. They obviously must be pretty good at 8-1. They've got to be a good team. But like you said, they played a couple teams in Kansas. They played one in Arkansas. They didn't play one in Oklahoma City, as it turned out. It was a forfeit, but they were scheduled to. And so I don't know. I mean, it remains to be seen. We'll see what kind of team they are, and that's going to be a tough situation. But that also means that Rockhurst is in the same boat as we are. They won't know what they're getting into playing us anymore. I mean, if they look at this tape, they may think they're going to waltz their way to victory, and hopefully the Titan team that shows up that week will be a lot closer to the one we saw playing maybe Ray-Pec or even Lee Summit North than the one they had tonight.
Yep, agreed. Yeah, wipe the slates clean. Records are 0-0 now.
There you go. All right, so it's a bye week next week, and then it's off to Rockhurst, we're pretty sure, for the first round for us anyway. I guess it's technically the second round of district play, as it will be the 2 versus 3 seed in the Class 6 playoffs for Lee Summit West. They lose it tonight, though not too impressive. 43-12, the final score. Appreciate you sticking with us. For our producer, Mark Files, and for Jake Johnson, I'm Joel Becker. And this is Titan Football, a presentation of Backport Sports, Beck Bros Productions, and 810varsity.com.